Hey guys, it's Andy Dave here.
What are we doing today?
Cute child. We're doing anime.
We're talking anime and comic books. All right. Hey, everybody. We'll give it a couple of minutes. I'll do a little intro about my channel, actually. I'm Indie Dave, and this is Indie Dave Comics. And what we're doing today is we're going to be talking to the kids about their favorite anime. We might go a little bit into manga. I'm going to find this and put it out onto Twitter.
It's always Twitter with you.
Well, it has to be always with Twitter.
Yeah, Facebook.
All right. Yeah. Well, no, I don't do Facebook.
When does
right,
the
here
Super
it
Bowl
is.
start?
Oh, Twitter.
It's always Twitter with you.
Oh, here we go. Let's get rid of the echoes.
Sorry if that was totally me.
No, I had mine on too. Had it on my phone. All right. So let's drop this into Twitter real quick. And oh, we got 2 viewers.
Yes, they're me.
Oh, they're both you?
Yes.
All right. Let's see.
Because I need to get the stream up, the
Boomer,
chat.
there we go. Let's boomer it.
Where's the chat?
I don't know. Let's
When
see.
does the Super Bowl start, anyways?
Super Bowl's what, 6 or 7 usually?
Oh, it's down below now.
Is it?
Yeah, it's here.
Yeah,
right.
if you zoom.
Sorry, they
thing, it
updated
should-
my app and I'm all confused how it works now.
All right. So let's just do that real quick.
Hey, Mom, do you have yogurt?
Sorry for the dead air, everyone. We're trying to get everyone all.
Yeah, we're boomering it up. There's
Figure
only
it out.
it's just us right now anyway. So let's see.
Let's see. Why is that not working?
Let's see.
I'm going.
I need to figure out.
I'm
My
going live
timing is
stream right
terrible.
now.
Yes, we are live streaming right now, William.
Is there anything you want to talk about, Betty?
Pokemon Go.
All right. Well, actually, before we do that, I promise you, we will talk about Pokemon. All right, talking with the family about comics and anime. We're live talking with the family about.
It's awfully dead air right now.
Well, yeah, it's because. Oh, now we have 3 viewers. Am I one of those?
Probably.
All right, comics.
I know one of them is not William
anime.
because he's watching Toy Lab TV, which is his favorite web YouTube channel.
And
All right. And right now we're not talking to the kids because they've all walked away. They said they wanted to be part of the live stream and then they walked away.
I know, crazy, right?
So now
we're talking to William.
Now we're talking to William.
Or Little
Dave.
Dave Jr. You want to be Little Dave or Dave Jr.?
Dave Jr.
All right, we got Dave Jr. here, what's your favorite? He likes
Pokemon.
right now. He comes to the comic store with us.
What's your favorite part about going to the comic book store? Dave
Getting
Jr.?
an Easter egg.
And what's an Easter egg?
A little number.
And you give that to the guy at the register, and then what happens?
You get 3 comic books.
Well, not free. They're $1, but it's kind of like their dollar bin deal. You get a little plastic Easter egg, and it's got a number in it. You bring that number up to the register, and whatever is associated with the number out back, they come back with a stack of usually older comics or stuff that didn't sell.
We've gotten characters for the Dungeons and Dragon type things. Ooh, we've gotten masks. I've
actually got quite a few Wolverine comics,
Really?
like old school Wolverine comics.
Yeah.
And I got a really cool, hey, Wolf Song, hey, McGee is here too. And one Epic Sans 1, who is older Dave Jr. All right, yeah. So usually we'll get stuff like older comics or a bunch of stuff that didn't sell. It's like their dollar bin type stuff. I got a Tick Omnibus one time, which was really cool.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk today a little bit about anime. And a little bit about, we're going to start here since I have the kids here. And since they're not dragging chairs all over the floor.
As she does it again.
Told you this was going to devolve into
Anyway,
disaster.
We'll see how long we can keep this going without it turning into mom and dad going nuts over kids.
Yeah, until it becomes us a shouting dumpster fire.
We have 2 anime games.
Yes, well, we're not going to discuss the anime games. All right, first of all, so I went. So I went to the store. We went to the comic store Friday, and it's been a while. My pull list has been kind of building up because we've been not going to the store for a few weeks.
Oh my god.
So I picked up some comics that were all stacked up in my pull list, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through them, and I'm going to show them to the kids, and we're trying to get the kids to read more comics. They're not really into them, not that much. So we're going to go through them. The first one, I didn't pick this one up, but we bought this one a little bit ago. It is the Dark Crystal, the Power of the Dark Crystal. And yeah, we got these as it's by Archaea. And yeah, it's right there on the spine. So it's by Archaea. This was actually a really good series. We got 3 of the graphic novels, or trade paperbacks technically. We got them in hardback, and the art's really good. And Autumn read it, right? Or you read part of it?
Most of it so far.
Yeah, she's read most of it so far.
We started getting that because she was really interested in the store. So we ordered them, or ordered the first one. He read the first one.
I figured out who this person is.
Or she read the first one, sorry. And we then read them, ended up getting all 3, and now we're collecting the entire Dark Crystal series. The art is really good, although in the next series, Beneath Dark Crystal, I don't like the art as much.
I like this page.
But the story is actually really well done and very well thought out. So
yeah. So the Power of the Dark Crystal was actually, the art was excellent in that actually, and the story's really good. It's a good continuation from the Dark Crystal movie.
It's 100 years later.
Yep, 100 years later.
So 100 different things happened.
So the daughter liked that one. That one we didn't actually pick up that one, but this week. But we picked up the sequel. We're into the sequel series, and they're already into issue 6. So we picked up Beneath the Dark Crystal number 6.
Ooh. And
right now, Mrs. Dave Comics has been reading those. I haven't started that one yet. Let's see. So we picked up Beneath the Dark Crystal. And let's see. Well, let's show the kids. Autumn, do they think that's something you're going to like?
I'm honestly excited to start this one.
Have you been interested in this one at all?
I just got bored of reading, so I put it down.
What? You just got bored of reading it?
Not reading this, just reading in general.
I've already said her name. I said it.
All right, Patrick. All right, everybody knows my kids' names. It's Autumn and Patrick. I'm going to skip calling them Dave and Little Miss Dave.
Yay!
My youngest one's name is William. You'll just have to guess at my name. Anyway, so do any these Dark Crystal ones? Autumn, I guess, is interested, right?
Yeah.
And what about your interest in the Beneath as well?
I don't know.
Have you been liking the story
so far? I like Fire Girl.
Is it something?
Girl of Fire.
Is it something that you've had an interest in, Patrick?
Looking at them,
okay,
the art, you don't find it at all compelling or anything to grab your interest.
No, I wasn't really interested in the movie though.
Okay, no, that's fine. Because the whole point of this, this part is to show you what I'm getting and see if there's anything that you might. We'll go through each one.
Sorry.
We're going to go through what I get and see if there's anything that you find interesting. Any one of you. That means you both have to be here next to me.
Grab a chair and sit down.
All right. So the next one, this is a series that I've been collecting from DC. Good Lord. All right. So this one I've been collecting from DC. It was from the New Age of Heroes. Is the Silencer. The Silencer is an assassin who wants to escape the assassin life. Her power is she can make like a bubble of silence because it's not part. Those are over there because it's not part of the pickup that I did this week.
It's okay.
It's okay. Now we can put that there.
Putting them all there.
All right, those are just the other Dark Crystal
I'm
comics.
just stacking out one here.
Okay. So what about this one? Is this one something either one of you would take an
Can I
interest
take a
in?
peek on the inside of it?
You can pull it
Just
out.
be careful.
Yeah, just be careful.
Big guy over there. Come take a peek.
It looks like the Shrek kind of drawing style.
That's just an advertisement.
I
That
know.
is an interesting advertisement.
Looks neat.
I like it. I like the sound.
Would
Is that
you
some-
be interested in reading that?
Not really.
Probably not.
Okay.
I'm interested in the one after that.
This one?
That one.
The animosity?
Yeah.
All right. Well, what about this one, Patrick? Is that something
What
you...
animosity are they on now?
This is number 10.
How far behind am I?
Probably 5 issues.
Oh my god.
No, I think I stopped on 3.
All right, so you have 7 issues.
Okay.
See how quick I did that math? All right, so so this one, the next one's Bloodshot Rising Spirit. Ryan Wynn is one of my Twitter buddies.
I'm using YouTube Premium to watch it. You don't get any ad revenue from me.
Oh,
We're
that's
using
awesome.
YouTube
I don't get ad
Fans.
revenue anyway. This channel is not monetized. It will never be monetized. All right, so does this, just from the cover, does this look like something you'd be interested in, Autumn?
For Bloodshot.
No?
What do you think,
What do you
Patrick?
think,
I really
Patrick?
don't like
Not really?
so-
All right.
There's that.
All right, next one's Animosity Evolution, which we've been collecting. I think I've read up to issue 5, but that one's a pretty good one. All the animals basically become with human intelligence. They wake up one day, they become sentient, and they can talk, and they decide to basically overrun the humans.
And that's how come I like it, because it's humans. And
Have you
versus-
have you read any of these?
I've read the first 2.
Did you? All right, well, so
I
Animosity
really
Evolution
be paying attention.
gets the
I do
attention of the 13-year-old girl,
I do read.
and the 14-year-old boy seems to like that one. So,
You got 8.
Oh, I thought you were 15.
all right, and this
You were
one,
15.
Can you get...
All right, what's the next one?
the next one is Alterna Comics. It is In Case You Missed It, or ICYMI, and it looks to me, I haven't read it yet. This one's probably for kids.
It looks cartoony.
It's featuring Mr. Crypt. Yes, it's very cartoony. Mr. Crypt and Baron Rat. And I haven't read this one yet, but it looks good.
I probably wrote
Mrs. Dave likes Alterna because it fits the budget rather nicely.
Yes, this actually, in case you missed it, this issue was 99 cents. So it's a good good on the budget. I got a bunch of those, and it seems like, oh man, because you're used to buying a bunch of comics and it coming out to like $20, and it really eats into the price.
I like the art style. It looks cool.
All right, so you're liking that Alterna.
Although I probably won't read it.
You won't read it.
I'll probably look at the art.
You
That's
don't
what I
need
do
to
for
read
holidays.
anything.
I do read actual books.
And these are on paper, so it's not going to be as fancy as what you're used to.
Yeah,
Feels-
the newsprint.
It's newsprint. It's not.
It smells weird.
It smells weird. That's what
Remember when we
comics
had the
all used to
silly-
smell like.
Remember when we had the
The
silly putty?
newsprint and the ink.
This is the type of stuff that you can take the silly putty and actually get color images and then stretch the image on the silly putty.
Wait, can I try it?
We don't
No,
have
not
any
right
silly
now.
putty anymore. William has destroyed it.
You
Because it
lost-
gets full of ink
dirt
and then gets all dirty.
dog hair and cat hair.
I think we're the only people on the stream.
No, there's
No.
a few.
All of us viewing.
All right,
6.
let's see.
1, 2, 3.
We also got Alterna,
5.
Feast or Famine.
This fucking person. Dogs.
There's Feast or Famine here, Alterna Comics.
Look at it real quick.
Just
What do you think?
just give it a quick look and tell me what you think just from the cover.
I like all the colors.
Do you like all colors?
I like colorful things.
I don't know if those are main characters or not.
This dude looks kind of creepy though. It's like a
Okay.
girl. I don't know.
The next is
What is that?
Alterna Unit 44. And this one, actually, I got a preview of this one when I signed up for Alterna's newsletter. And that one is kind of, if you've ever seen Warehouse 13. If you've ever seen Warehouse 13, that's what that one is. It's a very similar concept, and it plays more for comedy. Let's see. Actual Roger is, what do you think of that one, William?
I like this monster.
No, you
No,
don't like that one.
doesn't.
He shook his head no.
Shook his head no. He's not into
He's
the,
not really paying attention.
He's only 6. Again, that one's $1.50. And that's about this little kid who gets superpowers, but his superpowers He can float 18 inches
Wait,
above
we
the
all have
ground.
superpowers? Liam named our superpowers.
Spider King, Frostbite. I've read the first floor of these, and they were actually really good. What about you kids? What do you think? Just by looking at it.
It's heavy.
It's heavy, so it weighs too much.
It's heavier than these ones.
Because it's a different type of paper.
Yeah.
Mom, can we have toilet?
It looks cool.
All right. Next is Injustice versus Masters of the Universe.
It's He-Man!
That's basically He-Man versus Superman.
Oh my god. That's awesome.
All right.
Oh,
Let's see.
there's Batman.
Yeah, Batman's in it too. It's
And,
all the
Scolded.
DC superheroes versus all the Masters of the Universe people.
Mickey Mouse is next.
It's not Mickey Mouse. Exo Man of War number 23.
Mickey
The
Mouse.
way they have the helmet on the cover,
It looks like me.
it kind of looks like Mickey Mouse, the way the O is on the helmet. So that's kind of an odd thing. Let's see. But I've actually been, well, I haven't been,
I'm pretty sure
I've been collecting these for a while. What?
I'm not to read this one.
You have to read from the first one. I do have the first one.
Looks neat.
Yeah. All right. So
I think
13-year-old
He-Man
gets
will-
interest of the Masters of the Universe versus Injustice
I think
Universe.
He-Man.
Toy.
will win.
What do you
All
think,
right.
Patrick?
This is also heavy.
Toy. Red.
You got 7.
All right.
Patrick,
We
what do
got
you
Firefly number 3.
What?
The Injustice.
I have the first 2 of these. I haven't dug into them yet. So I mean, I liked Firefly. So we'll see. Any interest at all? You you've never seen the TV show, have you?
I've
Why
seen
is
part of
that
it.
video?
Against Mom's wishes.
Let's see.
The dogs are going after the cat.
All right.
Oh baby.
Put it off in the box.
I got this one, Scrimshaw number 1, Alterna, volume 2. I have a few of the volume 1s
If it's Scrimshaw number 1, how is it volume 2?
because it's the
She's
second,
upset.
it's another story arc. All right. And, well, I probably wouldn't let you guys read. Well, Patrick could probably read this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about? Would that even hold?
I was
Conan.
looking at the other Conan ones.
All right. So
But they
neither
have
one of
like
these kids are
Conan
interested at all in Conan. All right. So that is the beginning of that.
So should we go to our anime?
Yes. Now we're gonna.
Go to the anime expert.
Yes. The anime expert. Nobody
said-
here is an expert.
He
on
said it
anime.
before stream.
Who?
What?
He said it before
No.
stream.
All right. So
Oh yeah.
we're gonna talk a little bit about. Have a seat, Patrick. We're gonna talk a little bit about anime, and I am kind of a noob to anime. I've never really had an interest, but
TV.
You don't want to watch
I've seen some stuff. Like back in the day, I saw Akira, which I liked it. I liked
I don't watch all the
Appleseed.
animes.
Yeah, these kids all watch the new stuff.
No, I'll watch the
I
old
watched Appleseed.
I did check
I
out
watched
Dragon Ball.
pretty much all the Miyazakis that I can think of.
Yeah, the Miyazaki's were really good.
So we like the Miyazakis.
I think there's one Miyazaki I don't think I've seen.
What's your favorite one though?
My favorite Miyazaki?
I
Yeah.
think the only Miyazaki I haven't seen is Castle in the Sky.
Yeah. Wolfsong says Fairy Tale. Both of the kids. We'll definitely talk a little bit about Fairy Tale because both of the that's something that both of the kids really like. Patrick, don't bother whispering because the microphone can hear you no matter what.
Wolf Song is her.
Patrick.
Thank you. Thank you for letting people know my alt account.
Patrick's new
This is
account.
what
Alright,
I was
stop.
talking about.
No, I was just pointing at the name.
Stop. All right. So yeah, we're going to talk about
Epic
different things
Sans
here.
13.
My favorite Miyazaki is Totoro.
Your favorite Miyazaki is Totoro?
Totoro.
Totoro.
That's
I've
what
seen
we
it like
started
600
them all
times.
with when they were little, because Totoro's really quite aimed at young kids. The first time Autumn saw Totoro, she was the same age, roughly 3,
May.
4-ish, as the little girl.
Yeah.
So
I don't like the new one though.
the
Yes,
redubbed voice.
the Disney
Yes.
when Disney
I
bought
have
all
them.
those movies, they redubbed the voice.
I'm
Who's it
gonna
now?
saw- I'm gonna
The
saw
last
them.
one we saw with the Fanning sisters.
Yeah, Dakota Fanning was I think played the younger girl.
When we bought
Have
Totoro.
you found that one yet?
When we bought Totoro the first time, it was still produced by Fox. So it had their voiceovers, and that's the one that
Do you have
she's
that one still?
watched. So the little girl in that, the voice who did it very much matches the age the child is supposed to be. So for her, she identified very strongly with that little girl. So
Oh,
that was
the
the
cat
first.
bus.
That was the first anime they really watched.
I love the cat bus.
And then we've got a whole slew of the Miyazakis, although
Have they watched Howls?
I've watched
they have
Howls.
watched Howls.
Howls was amazing.
I didn't.
Yeah.
And we've also read them the book for Howls, which actually follows along pretty closely with the movie.
I didn't. I'm still looking for.
We also have
Castle
Castle in the Sky.
Castle in the Sky
Don't we have that
is not the sequel to Howls. It's
Oh.
a different story arc. Because the book for Howls is a 2-book series. It's Howl's Moving Castle and Castle in the Sky. Well, there is a Miyazaki Castle in the Sky, but it is not the continuation of Howl's Moving Castle. It's a different story altogether.
Is it based on the
No.
Castle?
No,
It's not.
Okay.
So it's a completely different story.
it's a completely different story.
Which I was
Okay.
kind of sad about, but
I still haven't seen Castle in the Sky. I
it's
missed
not
it.
much of a problem.
I don't remember Castle in the Sky.
We watched
I've
it
probably
a
seen it.
while ago.
Yeah,
I like Howls is probably one of my favorites.
I liked
I
Howls.
liked Howls.
Howls was good.
The book was
The
amazing.
kids have also seen Spirited Away, which
No, which one has
we kind of waited till they were older to let them watch that one, just because some of the themes are a little bit
Terrifying.
hard for a younger child on Spirited Away. Our little one, our 6-year-old, has not seen Spirited Away yet. It's a little too much for him, I think.
The River Spirit was good. That was my
I
favorite
think I
character.
saw that one.
Hey,
Spirited
Will,
Away. My
do you want
favorite
to tell
character
everyone your
is-
favorite anime?
Pokemon!
The only one he's seen.
He's been watching Sun and Moon over and over. See, like 2 episodes over and over and over. Only
He
2.
watches a lot of Pokemon on Netflix. So that's one of his
Yeah.
current favorites.
So if you're getting a little one into anime
Start with
and you want
Pokemon,
something
right?
that, yeah, Pokemon's a good safe start.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
that
if that's
one
what you wanna
shouldn't
get
be
into.
there, but
Dragon Ball's another good safe start.
Dragon Ball, yeah, Dragon Ball Z is another good
Not-
safe start.
If
I
they
guess.
can read, I recommend the dub version, not the sub, because the sub version's a little different.
if you even want to come close to getting them into Naruto, just dubbed on.
Well,
Naruto's
when
too
they're
much.
young, yeah, but when they're younger and they not reading so well,
Naruto is more adult themed.
okay.
Bro, it's not really aimed at someone that long.
I
There's
have-
a lot of
Yeah.
depth in
yes.
it.
I have never
No.
seen an episode ever of Naruto. What is Naruto about?
It's about a ninja village, the Hidden Leaf Village, which
Uh-huh.
She's seen it. I haven't. I wouldn't know.
Okay.
for some reason the Hidden Leaf Village is like a name in everything, like Pokemon.
Anyway,
The
And it's this boy who's the holder of a fox, like a giant
what's his
evil.
name? The
Fox.
Jinjarchy?
he holds a giant evil fox.
Jinjarchy, I think that's
Yeah,
what they called it.
Jinchuriki.
What? I don't understand.
So like
It's an evil-
inside his
it's an evil
body is
spirit
a
of the night.
fox, like a
It's called the evil.
Is it like a
spirit of the
spirit
Nine
animal?
Tails. It's the evil spirit of the Nine Tails.
yes. But he gets to know him and he's good. And sort of
It's extremely powerful.
yeah, all the other holders of them, because there's an
There's-
8 tails, a 7 tails, 6 tails, 5 tails, 4 tails.
Etc.
There's a 10 tails, but that one's not really technically part of them. That one's just something somebody else made.
Okay.
And so the whole goal of it for him is just to
For
become
who? What's the character's name?
Hokage.
Hikage?
Hokage? No, he wants to become Hokage.
What is his name?
Naruto.
His name, the main character's name is Naruto.
Naruto.
And he has how many tailed fox?
He has the 9 tails fox inside.
See, he has the 9-tailed fox, which is, I guess, from your description, is a spirit animal type thing
The 8
that
tails
lives in his body.
Sure.
The Nine Tails
You are
is a
not
fox.
allowed to use your phone.
The Nine Tails is a fox. The 8 Tails is an octopus. They're all different creatures based on this thing.
All right, so the 9-tails is a fox, and it's like a spirit animal that lives in him. I'm trying to make sure I understand that. Showing that to me doesn't help me at all.
Do I have the volume?
We're not going to watch that right now.
No, I wasn't. I was showing you what he looks like.
I don't care. Just I want you to explain the plot to me because I have no idea. So this animal lives
Plot is
inside of
him.
him.
Sure.
Duraken's on. Hey, Duraken. He says the fox's name is Kyubi.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the
There you go.
fox.
That's what it looks
I
like.
couldn't remember his name.
Okay. So okay.
It's extremely.
Is it a
powerful.
physical animal?
No.
Well,
It's
yes,
like a
but
spirit animal.
It can become a physical.
Yes.
one.
Is it like a demon that possesses his body?
No, it's trapped inside him to contain it.
Yeah.
If I understand.
It's trapped inside
He has
of
a
him?
physical body, but they trapped it
Naruto-
inside him as a baby. It used to be in his mother.
It's confusing. You have to.
Yeah, it's
You have to
confusing.
watch the show to understand. I have to
Yeah.
watch the first several episodes to figure that out.
Who's?
It's Dirk.
Oh, he's just saying hello. All right, so all right.
I'm sure Dirk can probably explain.
He
it better
probably,
than
yeah, but you know what? He's in the chat, so that's why you kids are on to explain this to me.
Hey, it's PG. I could have sworn Naruto was.
All right, so no, put that down.
I have my phone up to show him.
Put
what
it
stuff
down.
looks like if it's
Okay.
needed.
So Naruto
Here's
has
the
this.
plot.
Naruto, no, I don't want you to read it to me. I want you to tell me. Naruto is the main character.
Yes.
He has this fox living in him, which
Pretty
is what? Is it like a demon?
Yes, for simple explanation. Yes.
So here's the summary.
Durkin
Naruto
says I can
walking-
explain everything because I'm Batman. I don't want you to give me the summary. Tell me in your own words.
Is it something you would recommend to others?
I have recommended it. to
Is it
others.
good-
I
is it a
actually
good
got
starter?
It from one of my friends.
It's not a good starter.
Why is it not a good starter?
Because
You
you.
said
What?
you've never seen it.
Okay.
No, I've
here.
watched some of it with her.
I
I've
would
seen
not
stuff
say it's a
online.
good starter because if you want to watch it subbed, you have to get really fast at reading or watch it dubbed because they
And
talk
And
super quickly.
if you watch it dubbed, what's the deal?
Bad dubbing.
It's bad dubbing by who?
Whoever does
What makes it bad dubbing? It's just the dialogue is no good, or
I
Yeah,
personally don't care.
They make everything more childish, and it's not
Well,
really
yeah,
a childish anime.
but it's really hard to watch sub because they talk so fast,
okay, so you just have to read fast.
really fast.
All right, so you guys should watch more Naruto, so you can read faster.
No, you don't
I
understand.
do read fast. I can read it, but I'm
Like the
lazy.
dialogue along the
I'm a
bottom of
lazy
the
turd.
screen will be gone within half a second.
Hey, the geekery barn.
That's an amazing name.
All right,
Here's what he looks
it's
like.
the sister here.
Here's what he looks like when he has the power. Of the
Okay,
details.
all right, so
Yeah, he looks
okay,
amazing.
so let's go from where we're at for Naruto. Naruto is who?
A holder of one of the
Jinjariki.
9 different tails.
Okay, now that he holds this thing in him, right? This fox. What's the show about?
So
Is it like
the different seasons are about different things, but
is it like Pokemon where he just wanders around and then like stuff happens?
No.
All right, so what happens? Is there a
So,
goal to
the first
what he
season
does?
is about training, pretty much.
Explain what happened in Leaf Village.
Somebody says the needing to read fast thing is a weird English thing. Everyone else thinks you're insane.
Yeah,
You can't read that fast
I
ever.
can't.
Oh, okay. I know who the Geekery Barn is.
Who's the geekery barn?
I know who the Geekery Barn is. Okay, anyway, so
Oh,
yeah, so Naruto has this thing in him, and what does he do? And what's the average episode about? Is there?
different things that he has.
Okay.
But the first season is pretty
Does
much
he have an
training.
overall goal or mission that he has
Yes,
to accomplish?
he's trying to become Hokage of the Hidden Leaf,
What does that mean?
like chief,
The chief of what?
his village,
Okay,
Hidden Leaf.
so his goal, Naruto's goal, with the help of this fox thing in him,
No,
is
not
to
really.
be.
The fox thing is trying to escape
Yeah,
The fox always wants to escape, and he has to hold the fox inside of him
and control it.
and control
He
it.
has to learn to control it.
So if he controls it, then he has the fox's powers, or
he
he
has
sends the
fox's
fox
power.
out, and the fox does what he says.
No, he has the fox's power. The fox can along with him. He can do whatever he wants with the fox, but the fox has to pretty much agree with him.
Okay.
If the fox
Does the
doesn't
fox
agree,
give
what
him powers or something?
Yes, it can,
Okay.
and it gives him extra chakra or energy.
Okay. All right. And so Naruto's goal is to be the chief of his village.
Chakra is like magic energy
Okay.
because they have powers.
All right. So you would recommend that? Would that be a good starter?
No,
No.
Well, you're wrong.
there's so many seasons.
Like,
Duraken says it's a good starter show.
I would say no because there's
So
so
you
many
guys are
different
so
seasons.
wrong.
There's like 16 seasons.
Yes, but you can start from the first one.
Naruto is not.
You
the
don't
main
have to watch
character.
all 16 in a day.
Naruto is not the main character. He's kind of a big.
No, he's one of the 3 main characters. Yes.
All right.
That's exactly what Durkin was just saying.
He was saying. Okay, yeah, he says he's not the main
But he's
character.
one of the main
Oh, that's because
characters.
Patrick, he's watching the chat too, right?
Yeah, we all are.
Actually, I'm
Three
just
main
looking up the tablet
characters.
ones,
The
but-
tailed beasts are a MacGuffin. You guys know what a MacGuffin is?
Yeah.
What's a MacGuffin?
I know what it means. I don't know what it means.
They have no clue.
Alright.
I know it. I understand. What it means.
I'll tell you where it comes.
Definition.
I'll tell you where it comes from. There's like an old joke. I don't know if it's a joke or a little story. And the guy's like, two guys are on a train, and one guy's holding this thing, and the other guy looks at him and says, "What is that you're holding?" He says, "It's a MacGuffin." And he says, "What's a MacGuffin?" And he goes, "I use it to keep elephants out of Scotland." And the other guy goes, "There's no elephants in Scotland." And he says, "See, it works." A MacGuffin is basically a plot device. It's something that drives the plot forward. So
Pretty much, yeah.
that's what the animal things are. They're there to drive the plot, if I'm correct. All right.
That's awesome.
And like the 9 tails is a fox.
Oh my
The
god,
8
that's
tails
awesome.
is an octopus, and as it goes down, they'd be different things.
All right. So Naruto, and what does he have to do to become chief?
What?
What does he have to do to become chief?
Just be the strongest person in the world.
No. Well, he is, but no.
He has to become the strongest person in the world
No.
just to become chief of a
That's
little
not
village?
That was my guess because that's what he is.
Well, he is.
I'm not trying to make fun of this anime. I'm trying to get the kids to explain it so I understand it.
The chief that's chief at the time
Mm-hmm.
has to like choose him out of like the village and if he's gonna be a good chief or not and all that. And that's been his dream since he was little.
So does he
I guess.
compete against other people? Is it the other 3 people?
I haven't finished all of it, so I don't know.
All right.
I started Boruto though, so
All right. So Duraken says it's a good starter show.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he says you can explain the show as long as you focus on Naruto. Why?
Computer.
So when I was at the store today, I was at Walmart. I put this out on my Twitter, and basically I looked at 3 different things because I'm kind of new to. I mean, I've seen Miyazaki movies. I guess I've seen Appleseed back in the day and Akira back in the day. I'm not really an anime guy, so I'm like, all right. So if I'm going to get into it, what would be a good starter? That's why I was asking you guys about Naruto. The two that I found 3, but we're not going to talk about one of them because everybody starts arguing.
We don't like it.
Yes, nobody wants to talk about Ruby, so we're not going to talk about Ruby.
I want to talk about
It's
Ruby.
an American anime, not a Japanese considered anime. There's an
Okay,
explanation of it.
exactly. This is exactly why
There's
we're
an
not.
explanation of it.
This here is exactly why we're not going to talk about it.
I personally think that you should start with, like, personally, because I started with this one, was Fairy Tail,
Excel Saga.
but it's not really the best starter. I just really liked it.
You started with Fairy Tail because I forced you into it.
No.
Wait, hold on. Is Thundercats considered anime?
No.
Because there was a lot of shows back in the day. Like, actually, as a little kid, I used to watch stuff like Star Blazers and Battle of the Planets, and those are anime.
I think the earlier cartoons that we started on, Thundercats and
Those would be anime.
I don't. Is Thundercats considered anime? Transformers is very anime.
I love Transformers.
But I don't know.
Speed Racer, Johnny Quest, those all
I
had
hate Johnny
I don't know.
Quest.
Johnny,
but they all
Johnny
had a
Quest.
basis in that style because
Johnny Quest was definitely not anime because it's
No.
Hanna-Barbera.
but even they went back to the Japanese kind of storytelling process.
I mean, the storytelling was good.
Yeah.
So most people from my generation started with Dragon Ball and/or Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon wasn't that
Yes,
bad.
I remember
I
Dragon
haven't
from when I was little. Not a little.
But I've only watched part of it because
I always remember
me and
Dragon
some of
Ball
my
has
friends
been on
from
for a long
Chorus
time.
have, like,
Dragon Ball's been on the same fight.
we go
for
to
20
the
years.
anime club at school,
Uh-huh.
and they forced me to watch some of Sailor Moon. I personally don't
I
find it my favorite or close to my favorite.
Thundercats
But I
is not
didn't
considered
think it was
anime, but they
worse.
are.
Yeah,
That sounds like a personal opinion right there.
I don't know. I don't know.
Thundercats
Is
are
it
not
well?
considered an anime.
What-
I think
what
the
is-
newer version that they did.
No,
is
I think
more
the newer
anime.
version is less animated.
It would be less.
I would consider the original Thundercats definitely more anime than the newer Thundercats for sure. But I think the Transformers, Transformers is very anime-ish.
Very well. The toys for Transformers literally
all that started in
Japan.
Japan.
Came from Japan. The toy company went to Japan and said, "Hey, what do you got?" And they're like, "Oh, well, we've got these little toys that change shape." And they literally took those toys and shipped them to America, and that's where Transformers came from.
It's just like He-Man.
And then in order to get it
No, they
sales
made
to
the toys
increase,
first.
they decided, oh, we need a cartoon to go with this.
Yeah.
So that Transformers are literally straight out of Japan.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so Transformers is the anime. Now, controversially, Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I loved, the first
we have the game, I love
the
the
first
game.
series.
I can't do the game.
I loved Avatar, and it's I guess I considered it American anime because I know a lot of people don't classify it. A lot of people don't classify it consider it anime.
Evangelion. I've been meaning to watch that one. I never get
Say
to it.
anime is specifically animation that comes from Japan.
Okay.
Thundercats, Transformers, Speed Racer, etc. came from Japan. Okay.
I like one
Speed Racer. I never would have thought was anything other than anime.
No, I could see it in the older style eyes.
You know what? And I'll tell you why Thundercats and Transformers they are. I'm not gonna argue whether they are or not. But since it was so popular here, and it seemed at the time like it was an American thing, that I don't know. Maybe that's why I didn't really. Until now I never really considered it anime. But I mean, yeah.
I could see it in Speed Racer because
Speed Racer for sure. Speed Racer
if
is.
you look at their eyes, they've got that big typical anime eye.
Speed Racer is one of those things that is like stereotypically anime. All right, Attack on Titan.
Everyone,
come
except
on.
for the little one, has seen at least an episode or two of Attack on Titan in this house.
Yeah, I watched the
I'm
first
so far
season.
behind on season 3. I need to catch up.
I've only ever seen the first season.
The second season explains Titans in the Wall, which you told me you understood about because you read the wiki.
Read the wiki.
I might have read the wiki. I don't know about episode 2 or season 2.
You didn't
Okay,
watch
so-
it too. It's
No, I didn't
episodes.
watch. I didn't watch the second series. I liked the first series of Attack on Titan.
My
Second series was good. I started the third series.
Okay, I just want to put this out there. I personally think Levi is the hottest of the thing.
So the 13-year-old girl
Likes
likes the hot character Levi.
the one who's a clean freak and hates blood.
No, I like because he's got that in season 3. He's got this awesome outfit.
Oh, the maid suit.
Chinese
Yeah.
and Korean animation is also considered anime
He's got a made outfit.
if it's for those countries. Mummies Alive isn't considered anime, even though it technically comes from Korea.
It's cute.
And most anime today comes from an Asian country. Yeah, a lot of cartoons or a lot of American cartoons are actually contracted out to Korean anime studios. Can't, because I'm drinking out of that. Excuse me.
Okay, maybe I'll leave my phone against it again.
What is that? I can't
SAO?
read your writing.
Yeah, because I'm writing it from up here. SAO.
SAO. Sword Art Online. All right, so we're going to talk about Sword Art Online, and we're gonna hope that these kids can do this without getting into a fist fight.
I could say it's a very controversial anime.
Why? All right, let's start with what is Sword Art Online about?
Autumn, let me explain this one.
No.
All right, no, Patrick can have this one. You did the last one, so tell me and don't correct him in the middle.
You can't correct me
Bite your tongue.
because I read the manga.
Oh, you read the manga.
Yeah.
Oh, I only saw the anime.
All right. Well, still can't correct him. So get ready. Why don't you tell me what Sword Art Online is?
Never mind.
So I'm gonna stick mostly with the anime for this because that's the one that's most commonly viewed.
Okay.
So in Sword Art Online, the basic concept is someone created this, I guess, full dive helmet called Nerve Gear. The way they explain it in the anime, it uses microwaves to connect your brain into the game's. It uses microwaves to connect your brain into the what's it called? The game, the full dive game.
Okay.
I might have the waves wrong, but basically, it connects your brain into the game using low power microwaves. Is what they said.
Okay.
I think.
Anyway,
And
let's not get too hard into the details.
they then
The basic idea. Give me the basic
the
idea.
game. They made a game for it, and they made 10,000 copies for people to get. When the 10,000 people plugged their Nerve Gear in and started it up, they went in. There were beta testers beforehand who could log in and log out, and there were beta testers.
All right, hold on. Durkin says you go with the source material, which is a book. Is the book or a manga? Is there like two separate ones?
There's two manga going on.
Is there a novel or is it the book as far as the manga?
The book is a manga.
All right, so why don't you start with the manga since you've said you've read that, right?
I don't know my facts all the way about the manga.
All right, so go ahead where you were.
It's been a while.
Go ahead where you were.
So, with
somebody has developed a game that connects your brain into a computer.
it's a little more complex than that.
It doesn't matter if it's more complex.
It makes you sleep.
We're getting the basic idea.
It puts your body to sleep, but your mind is awake playing the game.
Okay.
So you're in the VR world.
So if you were to play all night, you would still be tired.
Durkin says it's a book, not a manga, so it's a novel as well.
I know he was making SAO Progressive, which is like a remake of the original stuff. And
Okay, so this machine puts you to sleep. Your brain is awake playing the video game. What is going on?
So basically,
what is the basic plot of the series?
It had an open beta for 1,000 people. 1,000 people got it ahead of time.
SAO is
So 1,000 people got the game ahead of time.
Yes.
Or if you die in the game, you die in real life. Yeah.
So what goes on is those beta testers already know that you can log in and log out and all that stuff. So they get hated later on.
Anyway, all right.
The 10,000 people log on, they start the game up, and then around noon, around 6 o'clock.
Yeah, 5, 6ish.
Everyone's teleported to the main floor 1 lobby. It's like a dungeon.
Okay.
When they're teleported there, they're notified that they can no longer log out and they are trapped in the game. And if they die, they will be killed.
All right.
Permanently. If they die in the game, you die for real.
All right. So the point. So is the plot of the series that they are trying to escape the game?
Yes. But then it breaks off into like 4 different arcs where it's different. In the middle, this is where I get annoyed. In the middle of the arc where they're trying to escape, it breaks off into a fishing arc where they go fishing, and it's like a relaxing area of the game. But this is between 2 years where in the end they're trying to get out, but they're taking the time to relax and do fishing.
Okay.
So that kind of annoyed me. Then separating off into.
This is the first season?
Yeah.
They went fishing in the middle of the game.
Yes.
And that's all it was about.
That's like that's like a mini arc within the full arc. And then they go on to season 2, where they beat the final boss. They beat the creator, who then says, "You beat me. I will release everyone from the game." They go on, and this is the big second arc. This is the what would you call this? Wild Fairies arc, I think. No, that's the one after this. What the next arc? It's Halo.
Let's not get bogged down in the story of the plot.
So
how many seasons are there?
The first series has what you would consider the Einkrad arc, and then the Elfheim arc.
There you go.
The Einkrad arc is the thing where they're trapped in the game. The Elfheim arc, only one person's trapped in the game, and they're trying to get the one person out.
Okay, and that would be like a season 1 and a season 2?
No, that would be the same season.
Okay, so Duraken says that it was a novel first, or a series of novels. And that's what the manga is based on, I assume. And then the anime is based on the manga.
No, I think the anime was based off the novels.
Think so? Did they go straight to the source material?
No, because you'll notice that he remade this thing into a manga called Sword Art Online Progressive, and it covers a bunch of plot holes, like how the Nerve Gear uses microwaves to kill your brain, and they changed some stuff.
Okay.
What was really disappointing is in the ending.
Microwaves, not microwaves.
Is Sword Art still ongoing, or did they end it?
They're on actualization right now.
Stop. So Sword Art Online has gone through 3 seasons. It went through the Einkrad season where there's people trapped in the game. It went through the Gun Gale season where there's a murderer from Sword Art Online loose in
from Laughing Coffin.
Enough. A murder guild in Sword Art Online who would go all the way to kill people is loose in the world killing people in another game.
In a completely separate game?
Yeah. In another full dive VR game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kirito is the main character. He teamed up with the government and is getting paid to find out who the killer is.
No, he's trapped in the game too.
No,
they're not trapped in this game this time.
In the second season, they're not trapped.
And And none of his friends know about this Gun Gale thing.
Because he keeps them out so they don't join him.
Durkin, yes, they're explaining the plot details rather than the story.
No, I'm trying to.
Dragging anything out of them
I'm trying to.
that makes any sense is always like pulling teeth.
Okay.
I can never get a straight answer.
I'll go back to the story. So.
No, you're doing fine.
You get what happens is you get distracted into the weeds.
Okay, I'll straighten up this thing. So, in the second season, basically, what happens is this is simple. Murderer from the first season is in the.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. Durican, I'm going to explain to you the best way to explain these things. Durican completely summed it up in a paragraph.
Thank you.
He said, crazy game developer decided to set a bug for a VR game he developed. When it launched, it trapped all the users in the game. To get out of the game, they have to play it to get to the finish.
All 100 floors.
Okay.
But
How
they only
easy
get, like,
was that?
480 or something.
I don't have to know everybody's life. I don't have to know every little detail.
Here, the main character's name is Kirito.
The secondary main character's name is Asuna.
Okay. See when you're explaining something, what I need you to do is cover the main plot.
Okay,
All right? This is what I'm trying to get to you to understand. Cover the main
that's
plot.
the first season, yes.
Okay. Cover the main plot. And then when I ask follow-up questions, when I want details about certain things, then you can go into detail. So we're going to go into all right, so we'll stop there. Hold on. Stop. Let's do this first. Hold on. We're going to finish up this Sword Art Online.
Okay, so
all right.
explain another thing. You have to do it fast.
We're going to finish up Sword Art Online.
Their body will decay over time.
That hurt.
Yeah, let's see. So they have to get to the finish because the body's decaying. All right.
So
What?
That's the first season.
There's a little thing that I found annoying. What the main character's body decays, but he has a girlfriend in the game, and he comes out and they show her body, and she hasn't had any effects on her body by the game.
Her hair is super long.
Well, yeah, if they've been trapped in the game, it continues to
her-
grow.
2 years. Her hair
No,
is like past her.
no, her hair didn't
How
grow.
big is her beard?
I don't know.
Her hair didn't grow. Either way,
Yeah, it did.
All right.
she didn't get any body deterioration. Just her hair grew longer, and that's what annoyed me about the first.
So,
season.
would you recommend Sword Art then?
Yes.
Except, yes, but there is.
Just keep away from the second arc if you're younger.
What would you guess is the age range for this
14
show?
plus.
14 plus.
Rated TV 14. 14 plus.
Okay. Would you agree with that, Durkan? 14
It's
plus
on-
is
No,
good for
because
that?
I'm
It's on
over
Adult
here.
Swim. It was aired on Adult Swim in the middle of the night.
Okay,
Okay.
then.
So that's something teenagers and above.
Pretty much.
All right.
Play a new game.
Oh, Durkin says no, guys, you're getting it wrong again.
No, second season.
Second season is people decide to play a new game based on the technology.
Created for the first game.
Technology. Crazy person from the first game is killing people, and Kirito has to try to figure out who's doing it. I
But he
cannot
also
read
gets
out loud.
PTSD. He also gets PTSD because he killed people in the first game.
All right,
Yeah.
so because they were telling me before the stream, my kids were telling me that the first season is pretty much okay, but the second season,
Second
he
arc
says
of the first
16.
season.
He said okay, arc.
This
He's saying 16-ish. He's saying 16-ish.
yeah, that's probably
So
about
that's
right.
so
Probably
the
safe.
first arc
I was
you said
gonna
is
go
generally
18
safe.
plus.
The second arc is going to be a little older.
The
I
what
was
do you
gonna
call
go
it? The
18
Alfheim
plus.
Online arc. That one has its own explanation to the.
I'd say
Okay, so
the first-
this one's going to be a more mature game.
But I'd say
Or I'm
this.
sorry,
Mature.
a more mature
The
anime.
first arc can be
Okay,
younger
the-
ages, I
The
guess.
first
And then the
arc doesn't
second
have
arc,
any
that
blood.
one should be 18 plus.
The,
All right,
the
so-
first arc doesn't have any blood, and then you go to the second arc, and there's stabbing and death.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and say as recommendations that Sword Art Online is probably, since people who see the first arc are probably going to want to see the second arc, we'll say it's a more mature anime
Yes.
for older teens and above.
Not recommended for the youngest. I was 12 when I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
I went into the second season, okay, and then I got to a certain part, and I'm like, that's weird. And then I kept watching, and I'm like, oh my god, why'd they do that? Why'd they do that? That's enough. That's enough. So I skipped over a bunch of episodes to the final episode of the season, and I'm like, this is really weird. Why is that there?
It's
'Cause it
fine.
doesn't really-
Other than there is a creepy character who wants to marry the female main character.
Yes.
And kind of molests her
He smells her hair.
Okay.
and licks her eyes.
All right. So it's kind of like creepy in the creepy uncle way.
Creepy. I don't know.
Creepy in the
That
rape
sounds
way.
more than
Yeah.
creepy uncle way.
Yeah. Let's keep the R word
Okay.
down to a minimum on a
That's
child,
what he's doing.
on something I'm
All
trying
right,
to
all
keep
right,
relatively child
You
friendly.
got a point there. I'll stop.
All right. So we talked about Naruto. Naruto is what? Is that for kids?
Yeah.
Generally.
As you
And
get
then
Younger.
there's his
I think
kid
it also-
Boruto, which is like
Okay. We're
Not
just
for next
talking about.
generations.
We're
they
talking
made
about this
Naruto
one.
Next Generations, which is more
The
friendly than
Naruto you said is good for younger kids and above.
As you
All
go
right.
on, it gets a little darker.
Okay. All right. We're getting in the weeds here. All right. We're
Basically-
getting in the weeds here. Sword Art Online is 16 plus.
Most
We're
definitely.
saying here.
It aired on Adult Swim in the middle
You
of the
can
night.
theoretically just cut out the creeper character scenes. I don't. When I watch cartoons, I don't edit them as I'm watching them.
No, you
So
can.
I don't. So I don't know
you
if.
cut it out. It's relatively child friendly. Although there's this
All
weird
right. Is there?
dude.
Oh my god.
No. It's not even. It's
I'll
the
do it.
avatar of one of the.
Okay.
developers
Let's
that
move
worked
on.
with.
All right. So both of you. All right. Let's go on to something we've discussed that both of you really like. I've watched. No, we're going. Yes.
Fairy tale.
Okay.
Da-da-da-da-da.
I know where I'm going.
Repetitive.
All right, we're going to go into two that we discussed earlier that both the kids like and both the kids are into.
What did he say?
The first one we're going to talk about is Fairy Tale. All right, Autumn, tell me about Fairy Tale without digging into the weeds.
Okay, so
What
it's
is-
about
What? Go ahead. Tell me what it's about.
well, the first episode I'm just gonna say this is about
No,
How they meet-
what is
how they meet
what
is-
is no. What is the story about?
Quick, few sentence synopsis of the
The
story
story.
of Fairy Tale.
She hasn't seen enough to know.
that's not true. I've caught up.
Okay.
So it's about Naruto finding
No,
No,
all right,
no.
stop.
sorry,
Stop.
Natsu.
Your
Natsu.
turn's over.
No,
Patrick.
Please.
All right.
Natsu finding his
Who is Natsu?
The main character.
one of the main characters.
Yes, one of them.
Like there's like 6 or something.
There's like 12.
Okay, I want a basic synopsis of the story.
They're from a guild called Fairy Tale, which is how it got the name.
What do these guilds do?
They're magic guilds for wizards.
Okay.
So they
Got it.
take quests and do them. But not
So we're in a magic world
yes. Everybody has
where
magic.
witches and wizards and stuff all have guilds and they take quests.
Yes.
The quest.
Okay.
The money system's called Jewel, but that's not important.
Okay. So without digging into the details, we have a world that has wizards and witches and that kind of stuff. Do they have like warriors too? And
No.
no, it's just wizards and witches.
You have
Okay.
soldiers, but they're magic soldiers.
Okay. So you have guilds that have magic people,
Magic users.
magic users. Okay. And they go on quests.
Yes.
Who do they go on quests for?
To get money.
They go on.
They go on
Who
quests for
gives
anybody.
them the money?
Anybody.
Anybody can give them. What kind of quests do they go on?
Anything.
No, they're
Tell me an example instead of anything.
So they're like
Monster
assassins
hunting.
up for hire.
no.
Yeah,
No.
kind of.
No.
For
No.
dark guilds. Dark guilds only.
I'll explain this.
But
Let me-
so it's like
No,
monster
it's
hunting.
Autumn's turn.
Monster hunting.
Getting it wrong.
It's
Patrick, one of the things
And
to
as
do
you
is
can
go off
hear-
and fight off a monster.
Is the kids argue over how to tell a story?
all right. The first quest they go on. What is it? No, I'm talking to this one.
Well, this isn't a quest, but this kid, Makarov's child. No, not
No.
Makarov.
Oh my god.
This
No, let-
kid comes into the guild crying because his dad hasn't come back from the quest.
There you go. Good.
Okay.
And so they go off to find his dad who's turned into a monster. And they have to fight that monster to get his dad back.
Okay. So they have to use their magic to turn him back into a
No.
person.
No.
You beat the monster, and he comes out of the monster.
To defeat the monster with fisticuffs?
Yes. They punch him with fire.
With the giant bull from the celestial world and fire magic.
So they use magic.
They punch him with fire.
They use magic to
Punch him
defeat
with
the
fire.
monster to get the father back, who has turned into the monster.
Yes.
He will turn back into a person.
Lucy,
Once the
one of the
monster
other
is
main
knocked
characters, uses a creepy pervy bull.
Can I please? I will.
All right, Autumn, your turn is over. Patrick, your turn. Go.
So,
Quick synopsis.
the first episode is about a girl trying to join the fairy tale guild.
Yeah.
Okay. Go.
The second episode, they
What is the Fairy Tale Guild?
The Fairy Tale Guild is a guild named Fairy Tale after the first master who was asking if fairies have tails, as in like the stories, and therefore it was named like that.
Okay.
So over the series, they go through a bunch of different arcs, and the symbol of each arc is they save the world from a giant disaster that would end the world.
Okay.
The main bad guy is Zereth. In the first big Save the World arc, they're trying to resurrect Zereth with the R system.
Okay.
The R system isn't used like that, but we'll explain that. It'll be explained later in the series.
Okay.
So the main character is trained by a dragon in Dragon Slayer magic.
Okay. You know what? Stop right there. How many main characters are there?
There's one.
Wait.
Oh, stop. No, not wait. Go ahead. How many main characters are there?
Let me Google search.
I'm already doing that.
No, I don't. All right.
If you don't know off the top
If
of
you
your
don't
head,
know off the top
Too
of your
many
head,
then there's
you've
a lot.
seen the show and you've read the manga.
I just picked up an image. There you go.
I don't need an image.
Those are all the main characters.
There's blank.
Yes.
You're showing me a blank screen. Okay.
There's like
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Is there?
There's like 20.
Yes.
There's 20 main characters.
Those are the biggest people in the series, but it's not that hard to keep track of, actually.
All right. I'm going to show you how this is done. You ready? All right. Hold on. Durakan says the conceit of Fairy Tale from the beginning is Lucy.
That's the biggest main character.
The concept. That's probably concept, right? The concept of Fairy Tale from the beginning is Lucy, one of the main characters, collecting summoner keys, which allow her to use summons, and she becomes wrapped up with the Fairy Tale Guild. That gets wrapped up in some crazy world-ending thing, which I don't know about. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's as far as he went. All right, so I'm gonna
different world-ending things.
I'm gonna show you how this is done.
There's
You
so
ready?
many.
You ready? Goblin Slayer.
Okay, that's one to start.
All right. In a world full of monsters and magic, Goblin Slayer is...
That's how they begin.
All right, will you stop talking while I'm talking? Goblin Slayer is a warrior who specifically focuses on killing goblins. All of the other warriors for hire, soldiers for hire, magicians for hire, all of them will go out and they try to work their way up through the guild to get paid more by going on missions, and they ultimately want to get higher and become higher ranked in the warriors and soldiers. All right, so to do that, they have to fight bigger and bigger monsters. The thing about Goblin Slayer is all he fights is goblins, which are the lowest tier monster. Basically, of all of the guild warriors and the guild fighters and the questers, he is
Silver ranked, which is fairly
he's
low.
silver ranked. He's silver
low.
ranked, fairly low, but he's like the custodian, the janitor of all of them, because he only fights these lower tier monsters
that no one wants to fight.
No one cares to fight goblins because there's not as much money in it. They think of all the goblins as little weak things. They're the weakest and smallest, but they're the ones that are in the highest numbers that attack the most. So, and he has a very personal story behind him regarding goblins. He doesn't want to fight anything strong because he knows how dangerous just goblins are. So his whole attention and all of his expertise is in fighting goblins.
Be it through fire or other methods.
Yes, he knows how to fight them in caves. He knows how to set traps for them. He knows how to track them. He knows that they will attack a village and they will assault the women and they will do terrible things, kill the people, and all that kind of stuff. And since they're lower tier and since they're a little weak, none of the other warriors will go to the village just to fight goblins for them because they think they're too weak to deal with. They're below them. and he knows how dangerous they are. So that's his point. So then, in the first season of Goblin Slayer,
I don't think there'll be a
he goes and there's a little team that gets together, a group that gets together, and they decide they're going to fight goblins. In the first episode, they go in thinking, oh, they're little weak things,
no problem.
but they go into the cave and they become overwhelmed, and most of them are killed. There's one girl who's on her first mission, and it's her first time out, and she's a magic user. She's like a kind of like a magic priestess kind of thing. And she goes in to help, and she finds out just how terrible the goblins are, and how easy it is to get overwhelmed, and how unless you know what you're doing, it's not as easy as they thought it was going to be.
Goblin Slayer.
So while everybody else gets pretty much slaughtered, Goblin Slayer comes in, kills all the goblins, and she decides to stay with him to assist him with her magic, the knowledge that she has. And you find out while the story's going, you find out that there's bigger and greater things in the world. Nobody has a real name. Goblin Slayer is just Goblin Slayer. There's an elf girl, and she's just the elf. And there's and then there's the lizard man, and then there's the dwarf. Nobody has a real name in the show. Nobody's ever called by their name.
This is only her.
I don't think she even is.
Goblin Slayer is called Beard Cutter by the dwarf.
Yes, but that's a nickname.
And
that's not his real
everyone
name.
calls him by a different nickname, pretty much.
Yes, but he's never given a real name. He's just Goblin Slayer. Everything they call him is just another form of Goblin Slayer. The elf, I think, calls him something else because she can't pronounce Goblin Slayer.
I don't think that's the explanation they gave.
No, that's actually one of the things that they mention, I think.
Goblin Slayer is not for the youngest of audiences.
Yeah, Goblin Slayer is definitely more mature. There's definitely really mature themes.
The first episode
the first episode is where it's the worst as far as mature.
They want to show that the goblins are bad, so they show what they do in the first episode, and after that, you don't really see any more of it.
Yeah, you get a sense of how bad they are in the first episode, and there's no reason. I guess in the manga, it's a lot worse. They show it all the time.
Yes.
I always have a hard time trying to pick manga for the kids when I'm at the store
because they're a lot.
Because you have to flip through every single one of them because I don't know what's going on. So you have to flip through them to make sure it's not all and sex and murder and all that other stuff.
Fairy Tale ones.
Another big thing with Fairy Tale is getting the entire Fairy Tale kit. It's like 545 books.
Oh my god! The school ordered the first 100.
Your school has a Fairy Tale manga?
Not yet, but they're ordering the first 100.
All right.
And 5 of each. Oh my god, they're filling up like an entire room.
Yeah. He says they each give the name for Goblin Slayer in their own language. But Goblin Slayer for a mature, I would recommend it. I liked it. I liked the concept.
I don't really
like it. I did enjoy that one. I would recommend it. Like I said, that first episode is pretty rough. I wouldn't recommend it for kids. That is definitely a more mature. Series.
I don't think any of us have actually seen Dragon Ball Autumn.
Yeah, none of us.
I've seen Dragon Ball.
We've seen Dragon Ball
25 years ago.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
It's the same plot every time.
No, from what I've heard, the very newest one isn't all that good. Everybody loves
Beat
all the
monster,
older ones.
blow up a planet, done.
Yeah, and nobody likes Dragon Ball Super from what I've seen.
Dragon Ball Super is unique.
Can we do Sarah
I checked it out a little bit. It's not nearly as good as Dragon Ball Z.
All right, so
Goblins.
Patrick has seen. What do you think of Goblin Slayer? You have seen it.
I haven't finished the final episode of Goblin Slayer.
Okay, well, you've seen all the other episodes.
I have.
Did you like it?
My personal opinion on Goblin Slayer is it was good, minus the 0.5 episode. But 0.5 episodes are just recaps.
Oh, those are horrible.
Those don't count as episodes.
They spend 25 minutes recapping an entire series.
Okay. Anyway, what did you think of the series overall? Did you like it?
I'd say it has great potential for a season 2 off what I saw.
I guarantee it's popular enough they'll probably give it a season 2.
See, a lot of shows are like that.
Anyway, so did you like it?
I did.
Okay.
I thought that the first episode was a lot,
Yeah, that's that first one's a little rough.
I went into it off something worse.
Oh, hey, the metal's here. Hey, the metal. So we're we're getting off on tangents on anime. We're trying to find stuff to recommend.
Excuse me.
Yeah, for a young audience, I mean, there's definitely blood and violence, but for a young audience, you definitely want to skip the first episode.
Fairy Tail is on its final season now. I'd say it's not the most aimed at a young audience.
Okay, so what
Final
happens when? All right.
Yeah,
I have your
it's called Fairy Tail Final Season 2018.
All right.
Oh.
It's the name of the
So
series.
Fairy Tail
Good for a young audience.
is good for a young audience, and both the 13-year-old girl and the 14-year-old boy enjoyed Fairy Tail. So if you're recommending stuff for a younger audience, Fairy Tail seemed to do well with both kids. All right. Hold on. Let's go into the other one both kids seem to like, and that was One Punch Man. I liked this one too. I didn't see all of them. I think I saw the first 4 or 5.
Episodes.
Yeah, I think I've seen the first 4 or 5, maybe more.
One Punch.
I might have seen all of them.
I wanna
Which
do-
is the one where at the end,
He's in the ground.
the things come out of the mole people come out of the
Yeah,
ground.
They
5?
take him.
Is that 5 the 5th episode?
I think so.
And then it turns out, and he has a hard time fighting him. And then it turns out he's a dream. It's
And
all a dream.
He was so happy.
It was
because
after
only
the
thing he
spaceship.
couldn't-
I know that.
could
No,
fight.
no, it was not. The spaceship is the final spaceship.
Okay,
he
then I
finishes
did
the
see.
spaceship
Then
on the
I
final
did see
episode.
up to the spaceship.
Spaceship is on the final episode. He finishes the spaceship and beats the final boss.
All right. The metal loves
He's
One Punch
disappointed
Man. I
because
think
he didn't
everybody
One
really.
Punch.
So aren't that many people I've seen that once they get into it and they really understand it,
I'd like
then
to
it's
do-
like, oh yeah, it's a good show.
I'd like to do the summary of One
Well-
Punch Man because I have practice in
Well,
this one.
I think
All right.
everyone knows One Punch Man.
So,
Dog.
the One Punch Man is about Saitama, which is his name, finding an enemy that doesn't die in one punch.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he can't be killed by anything.
Where does he come from?
I think he.
What is
his
his
origin?
origin story?
Okay, so
All right, no, it is Autumn's turn. So go ahead, Autumn.
his origin story is he's walking around pretty much. He's going
Quick.
interview or
Quick.
something. I don't know.
Quick.
And he goes to help this kid or whatever, and it's a crab dude. He fights it and he destroys it, or whatever.
No.
You
Where-
are not allowed to correct her.
And then he's like, I want to become stronger. And then he gets bald because he has hair and everything. And then he becomes bald and
Why does he want to become? I know about One Punch Man. So tell me, why does he want to become a superhero?
I don't remember.
Okay. So
Why just simple answer? Why does he want to become a superhero?
it wasn't to save more people.
Why does he want to become a superhero? I don't know why he
His
doesn't
I'm
want
a
to.
superhero for fun, so I'd say for fun.
He's a
Fun.
superhero for fun, which means he was basically a guy who was bored.
Yes.
And then he came out with a workout regimen that was so hardcore that he lost all his hair. And he became so strong that he can defeat any enemy with one punch, which
Except
is
those
why.
moles in his dream.
And the show's called One Punch Man.
Because he can beat everything in one punch.
But is that his superhero name?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Baldy.
It's like Caped Baldy.
Yes, Cape Baldy.
That's
Oh
what
my
everyone calls
God.
him, is Caped Baldy. That one's a good one because it's funny. There's a lot of really interesting concepts.
It doesn't really have a manga.
Pat, tell them about his
It does have a manga. It
jacket.
started as a manga.
I could have
It
sworn.
started
Tell
as
them
a
about
really
his jacket, Patrick.
It started as a really poorly drawn manga.
Yes.
It wasn't particularly artsy or whatever, but what drove that one and what brought that one to popularity was the
Concept.
story. Yeah, the concept and the story was so compelling and so interesting and funny. It was humorous that it really caught on. And then once it caught on as a manga, it caught on more as it got the anime.
His shirt has I don't even need to explain his shirt. It says Opie on it, and it has a picture of them. Not quite a picture. It's pretty
It's
standard.
pretty damn close.
All right, so the metal says Saitama is pretty much a normal guy who just lacks his limiter, which basically just means he can't ever plateau, and no workouts ever have reduced effects for him. So the more he works out, the stronger he gets. And a normal person, if you work out, you'll get really strong once you work out for a while. But after a while,
He just
you
hit that
plateau.
spot.
You hit
But
a
here's
point.
this.
You hit a point where working out the same doesn't do it for you. You have to change things up. But for Saitama, there's no limit. When he works out, he gets stronger and stronger and stronger.
But here's the thing,
and
though.
faster.
Yeah.
The more he works out, he doesn't become buff or anything like a normal person.
No, he never becomes a giant buff guy.
He just
He
stays skinny.
just gets super strong.
He stays skinny and looks the same.
He's this skinny, not buff dude that can do pretty much
Right. How
anything
much have
with
you
one
watched of it?
punch.
Because I haven't.
I can say I've seen it twice.
Just the one season.
It only has one season.
Okay, so the manga's going.
Oh, it was a
further.
webcomic.
Yeah, it was a
So
manga
webcomic.
webcomic.
It started as a webcomic, drawn so terrible. It was like drawn in Sharpie, really. He had a bald head, but it was really roughly kind of like poorly shaped. It was. I checked it out. I watched the web.
Okay, well, Duraken says not only did it start as a manga, it was a failure of a manga. A famous artist saw it and liked it, and when he heard the mangaka, I assume mangaka means the guy who's drawing it, or the guy who came with the story guy, created it, was going to stop doing it. The first artist, the artist said he'd draw it if he kept going, because he liked it so much.
We still don't know what the word mangaka means.
I'm going to use context clues
Okay.
and assume mangaka means the creator, the guy, because manga is the comic, right? So I assume mangaka means the creator of the comic.
Oh, wrong thing. Dad,
So what?
my phone's doing weird stuff.
Is slime on there, or was that one left out?
Slime.
Slime? Was it a manga or anime?
Yeah.
I hadn't written it down.
Excuse me.
A person
alright.
who creates manga or manga.
What did
That's
I
what
just
Dad
say?
said.
See that? It's called context clues.
I know. It's also a noun.
All right. Yes, it's a noun in the sentence.
Thank you, Autumn.
All right.
You're real helpful.
All right. So One Punch. What do you think is the age range for that?
Well,
There's slightly mature themes in
funny.
it, but it's not.
It's a comedy.
It's not too bad. It's that one's a definitely.
I'd say his shirt is the worst part.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, yeah. There's. I mean, it's funny.
No, but the
there's
best part
some-
about
but-
it is everybody's drawing so good, and everybody's drawn in a different anime style.
Yeah. No, everyone's drawn the same.
Oh.
Just the people with muscles have crazy, like, giant muscles.
But, so
Everybody pretty much ignores him too.
everybody's drawn
Yeah.
the same, and then there's him, drawn horribly, kind of, and he
No,
looks
he's not
like an
drawn
idiot.
horribly. He's not drawn bad. He's
Compared
He
to
was
everybody
drawn
else.
simply originally, and it was because of the idea. The
He
idea
just-
is he
he's
was
just
a
an idiot.
regular guy who's super strong.
But compared to all the
And
other heroes,
fast.
he's just an idiot.
There's Bicycle Man.
Yeah, there's Bicycle Man.
I love Bicycle
There's a new
Man.
guy. I haven't
Oh.
followed it. There's a new guy called Glasses. I guess that's either second season or maybe that's
The
just the
second-
manga.
The second season
It could
trailer
be
just
just
came out.
okay. So it could
Yeah,
be
it
the
was-
manga. It must be in the manga. They're talking about him,
Second season.
and they said theoretically he has the potential to be the next actual One Punch Man. But I mean, I haven't read it. I just saw a little review online about that. All right, so One Punch Man, younger kids.
Yeah.
How young would you guess?
Thir-
Some of the, I mean, there's some themes that are a little bit mature,
I
but
go 13.
Shirt
I don't
isn't
think-
really
yeah,
understood.
nobody's
I
gonna
got 13
understand
last
that.
No one
season,
English
I
will
watched it when I
understand
was
that unless
10.
you understand a little bit Japanese.
okay. So
So that's a pretty
young kids, it's not really bloody, right? It's just punching
It's
and
got its.
it's punching and energy and that kind of stuff, right?
It's, let's see.
Did you let your little brother watch it?
No.
No, I wouldn't let him watch it, but
I think it's too much. I would think it would be too much for him, the 6-year-old.
it wouldn't be too much in blood wise or any of that. It'd just be too much for him to take in at once. There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of kind of crazy. I mean, I don't think it's inappropriate. I think it would be something he wouldn't fully grasp.
Yeah.
He might.
So we're talking probably 10 plus-ish.
Mango.
Is it manga? I always thought people corrected it to manga
No,
because I always called it manga.
American people will correct it to manga.
Manga is like mango.
Really? I always pronounced it manga, and then I've heard other people correct it, not correct me specifically, but when other people say it, they correct it to manga.
American.
So
people
the
correct it
official pronunciation
I
is
say it
manga.
both ways
Yes.
because I'm lazy.
the Americans will correct it to the incorrect way of saying it.
Yeah, because we're incorrect.
I originally said it manga and was corrected by someone who was from Japan.
Oh.
The metal says he does like how they inserted frames based on panels from the original comic for comedic effect in contrast to the readaptation. So they throw in frames during the...
And the occasional, you get him punching and it'd be like a comic box frame.
Yeah. All right. So probably not for the little ones.
Probably not. They just wouldn't grasp it.
10 plus, you think?
Yeah.
10 plus?
There are some themes that will fly over someone's head.
Well, I mean, Bugs Bunny is the same way.
Yeah. But in Bugs Bunny, there's actually we're not going
Humble Marty's here.
Never mind.
You mean the party? Humble Party?
No, not Humble Party.
I'm gonna teach you about that.
Hey, Humble Marty, I'm sober now. We're gonna do the anime stream sober.
Yay!
All right, so One Punch Man, you're saying probably 10 plus.
Yeah.
Fairy Tale, what would you put the age on that?
William likes it.
Yeah. It's on Netflix as a
TV-14
version.
No, you can get it dubbed.
There's a softer version.
It's subbed.
Subbed.
TV.
You get it dubbed.
But
so
it's TV.
You've watched it with him.
It is dubbed. I've seen a few episodes with William, and the few episodes we watched together seemed okay.
William likes it.
But it was very, like I said, it was just that first arc or first season or whatever that we watched.
It was
very kiddie.
It's all pretty much kiddie. I love Happy, the blue cat. I love him.
All right, you've read the manga, Patrick.
Him
right?
and Natsu kiss later on, and it's hilarious.
So,
all right. Would you say they kidded it down for the anime?
In the English dub.
In the English dub.
Yeah, because there is a few cuss words in the sub version.
In the final episode of the anime before.
Apparently, I pronounced mangaka horrifically. It's mangaka or mangaka, right?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see.
Can I finish my statement before you try to correct yourself?
No, I've been corrected, and I want to make sure I get this right. Mangaka.
Or this.
He says, "No, turn your sound down."
Yay! Now we're gonna have a giant feedback loop.
Good lord. Turn it off.
Mangaka. That's wrong.
It's mangaka.
All right, Autumn.
You know, I have a Japanese translator on my phone. I can actually get it said in Japanese.
How about no?
Either way, so
he pronounced it was horrific. Let's see. It's actually pronounced more like Mon Kilamare.
Kilamon.
And then Ga with the same pronunciation between the two vowels.
Manga.
I thought that's how I was. See, in my head, that's how I hear it when I say it.
So you're still drunk? Is that what you're saying?
No, I think you are all hearing me incorrectly because I'm hearing it in my head correctly.
Oh, so like how sometimes I'll say a different word. I'll say a word and then everybody else will hear it differently.
All vowels are pronounced the same. So it's
manga.
So it's mangaka. I swear that's what I was saying.
No. You're saying mangaka.
You were calling it mangaka.
Was I saying mangaka?
Yes.
It's mangaka.
There you go.
All right. Okay, I pronounced manga right, not mangaka. So it's mangaka. All right. So fairy tale's good for the kiddies.
It is fairy tale. And the worst word I heard in the manga anime at the final episode was his father is just killed, or the person who treated him like a father. His giant dragon is just killed, and he yells, "You bastard! I'll get you!" And that's the worst thing he says. The worst word said in the series.
All right. Let's see.
That's in the final episode before the last season. I should make that clear. Before the last season.
All right. The metal says we translate using A for the sound ah in Japanese. So it's Japana.
I think you might still be drunk.
No, I'm done. I haven't been
enough yet.
Not since Friday night, or I guess Saturday morning.
Early.
All right. So, fairy tale good for the kiddies, right?
Yep.
Fairly.
All right.
There's a little blood.
All right, Patrick, you haven't seen this one. Autumn really wants to talk about it. Seraph of the End.
I have seen it, but I didn't see a lot of it. I watched the first couple of episodes.
Well,
maybe
this is her deal. So tell me, in the basic story,
quickly.
Okay.
Give me a basic rundown of what Seraph of the End is about.
I cannot correct her because
then be quiet.
In a world, like full of vampires and humans.
That's about as much as I know.
Vampires used this thing, I don't know what it was, that killed off the big majority of the population, but everybody 13
You have
and
that right.
under survived. So they pretty much, the main characters grow up, and one of them escapes, the other becomes a vampire,
is killed.
and then becomes a vampire. But so the one that escapes joins this vampire fighting like
All right, and it's a world of vampires
and humans.
and demons.
Humans
And what do the humans do?
fight off the vampires.
And demons.
There's no demons.
You told me they were demons.
Humans and vampires.
All right, so there are a bunch of vampires. Is vampires rule the world, or what's the deal?
So they have like this underground world because they cannot be in the light.
All right. Start from the beginning.
In a world full of vampires and humans.
Okay.
Vampires kill off the vast majority of humans.
Okay.
Everybody 13 and under survived. And apparently some adults, I don't understand that, whatever. But later on, one of the main characters escapes the vampire area or world or whatever. Most of the world, or Japan, because that's where it is and they don't show anything else, is destroyed. And there's like sections. Everything is destroyed, but there's sections where they go to school and all that. And he grows up and he's in a like vampire fighting
school? Guild?
Yeah, kind of.
Group?
Military?
Yeah.
Group of people.
Yeah, military.
All right.
And so he is a seraph, or seraph of the end. He's one of them.
There are two of them.
And Seraphs of the End fight vampires?
They all fight vampires, but he has this different form where he's like the Salt Lord or something.
The Salt Lord?
Salt. He can turn people to salt. And this is like in the last few episodes only that he can do this.
Salt Lord.
So he learns.
Is he the Salt
He
Lord?
learns
He doesn't learn it.
powers.
He can't control it.
Is
So he gains powers as the series.
He's
goes
always
on.
had them, but something brings them out of him. And he can turn things to salt.
It sounds
So-
very confusing.
Can he turn vampires to salt?
Yeah, anything. Buildings, anything.
All right, so his superpower is turning stuff into a food seasoning.
Sure.
He's also the Salt Lord. He gives people crazy salt on Twitter.
All right.
But he can only do that in one form, and he can't control that form.
What do you mean in one form? What does that mean?
It means like he has a different form when he does it.
A different fighting form?
No.
Like,
He's a seraph.
I
That
can't.
means he can change into different things?
If somebody angers him enough.
So is it kind of like Ben 10?
No.
No, not at all.
I can
So
promise you from what I've seen about
somebody,
it.
you have to anger him or hurt one of his
Okay,
friends.
so he's like the Hulk.
Yeah.
I can
So when he
explain
gets really angry, based on your description, I'm going to try to explain it back to you and you tell me if I'm right. When he gets really angry, he changes forms. And when he gets to a certain level anger, he turns into a salt guy that turns stuff into salt.
No, the form he changes into seraph form.
Okay.
Also, if he's hurt, like he stabs himself.
how-
So
turns
Seraph,
into
he's
salt.
not an angel? Because Seraph is generally
Seraph
angel.
is like an angel.
God. He's a god. He's the salt god.
All right. And he's the main character?
He's one of the main characters.
He's the most angry person in the world. He's the god of salt. So what's the other one? The guy who ended up becoming a vampire. What's his
His name
name?
is Miku.
I watched a little bit. I watched up to the first 5 episodes, and there's a
So
lot
is
of
it
blood.
something that
A lot
you
of blood.
think?
A lot of blood. A lot of blood.
Well, yeah, it has
Lots
to
of
do with vampires.
No.
All right, so this is what age is Seraph of the End? What do you think is the age?
Younger than Tokyo Ghoul.
Tokyo Ghoul. I saw that one at the store too.
A lot of.
Have you watched that one?
I can't say I've watched Tokyo Ghoul.
You
Route-
can say yes or no
I
because
can't
it was
say
a
I've-
yes or no
I can't say
question.
I've watched Tokyo Ghoul Route 1, but I've watched Some of
18
Tokyo
plus.
Ghoul.
18 plus. All right. Autumn put Seraph of the End at 18 plus.
Even though the characters are only 17 during the show.
Yeah, but there's a lot of
blood.
blood,
nudity.
no nudity. All right. Well, that's good. No nudity.
Wait, there's nudity?
What? Oh, good lord.
What?
It's not relevant. It's not relevant, but there's a little bit of nudity.
You need
And
to,
yet you're watching these things.
Oh my god.
so Tokyo Ghoul.
So this is the last Indie Dave Comics anime stream because my children will never be allowed to watch anime ever again.
Dad.
That's a joke.
Now I know I have to monitor you closer than I thought I had to.
I stay away from that
I
stuff.
watch the clean stuff.
Sheriff of the End.
That's why I do stuff
Sheriff of the End is
pirated.
No, it's for Hostess Club. That's what he's recommending. I'm making a list of things that we should check out.
Hostess Club. Okay.
I won't check out Sailor Moon. I checked out too girly.
Okay, all right.
Neon Genesis is one I
Well,
need
Patrick,
to watch.
you're not the only one here, right?
Dad, I'm gonna say this.
Yes.
The reason I watch certain things pirated are because they're inappropriate.
You're not going to watch anything pirated because the Indie Dave Comics channel
Does not support piracy.
does not
in any way,
support
shape, or
piracy in any shape or form.
form, as well as the black.
So you
market.
don't watch anything pirated. Everything you watch is perfectly legal.
Sure.
Oh, good lord.
Autumn, I got the same talking to last time. I tried to promote. Oh, I tried to promote a
No,
website.
no, we're done.
Yep, we are done with that conversation.
I tried to promote a website.
No,
Got
you
Wait.
right now, we are straying
Okay.
into the territory where you're not supposed to stray into.
Okay.
We've had this discussion.
Okay, that's all I can say.
Never mind. You can't say anything. And you're not going to try to drag it out of him.
I wonder if it's the same.
So this is the Indie Dave Comic Discipline his kids channel. Let's see. What are some? All right, now there were
Okay.
two. There were two that I saw at the store. There was actually a third one, but everyone has warned me away from that one. So there were two, and maybe you guys, I would imagine, being more in the chat, being a little more
We haven't seen Cowboy
seasoned in anime.
We haven't seen
Neither of the kids have seen any of these.
Bebop. I haven't seen Cowboy Bebop. I know I'm supposed to. I should. 'cause
Oh, you're
it's like,
supposed to? Like it's
the classic of
mandatory?
anime. It's
Yeah,
like classic.
there's
You
a
gotta
list
watch
of classic anime that everybody should watch, but
All right, so I can't really talk about because I haven't seen it. But apparently the recommendation I got was between the two that I saw at the store was Cowboy Bebop and Outlaw Star. Those are the two I saw. Everybody, I've heard of Cowboy Bebop. Everybody apparently who's into anime has heard of Cowboy Bebop, and that comes highly recommended. So what I'll probably do is at some point I'll buy a season or the collection of Cowboy Bebops. Why are you messing around with my phone? So what I will probably do, oh goodness. What I will probably do is I will get Cowboy Bebop, and at some point Cowboy Outlaw Star.
can you get us Ruby?
What?
Can you get me Patrick Ruby?
No,
it's on
because
their
nobody.
website.
No. Yeah, so I'm gonna check out those ones, and then when we do another anime stream, maybe I'll watch them with the kids, and we'll
Oh.
discuss those ones individually.
Well, there's a couple that were just recommended. Those Obnoxious Aliens actually sounds like it might be pretty neat. And then Hostess Club may not necessarily be.
You say XL?
Axel Saga.
Is
me
that
and
like
Patrick
XL World?
Started it.
Is that like Axel World Excel Saga?
Somebody
Yeah.
said something about Excel Saga.
Yeah, that
earlier.
was posted earlier in the
I
chat.
need to know what Excel Saga is.
Patrick, I don't know. I'm just writing down things that are
It-
recommended.
It's the sequel to SAO.
Prequel.
Sequel.
Yeah, sequel. Okay, yeah, I've watched XL World.
I started it.
And then there was one, Hakiru No Go, sounded like really neat. He said essentially he gets possessed by a ghost, and the ghost teaches him how to play Go.
Durican says Outlaw Star is good, but he doesn't remember it. Well, it's like me. I liked Appleseed back in the day, a long time ago,
There's no creepy
but I
stuff.
don't really remember that much about it. And I remember I saw Akira, which is a classic, and I don't remember that much about that one either.
The only real thing that ties Excel World to what's it called? Sort of
SAO?
Online is the nerve gear in one of the episodes.
Now, here's a question. What about Voltron?
Voltron is definitely anime.
Yes.
There's
Because
at least
even the
original,
old school-
at least original Voltron,
Voltron
for
is
sure.
good. I like the new Voltron, although I'm kind of
Voltron
sad how it
is
ended. It ends horribly.
Voltron the Japanese version says "Go Lions."
You know what? Humble Marty says Outlaw Stars, Wild West in Space with a noir vibe. That was pretty much the Wikipedia description of Cowboy Bebop. The basic themes of the show. So probably I'll like both of those. I'm sure I probably will. So we'll pick up at least one of those at some point, and I'll watch them, and we'll do a review of those. Death Note.
These were all on the list of things.
Big YouTuber PewDiePie got in trouble for promoting something about Death Note.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure Death Note is appropriate for the.
No, not for the kids. No, it's definitely adult.
I could watch Death Note. I think I have.
I'm thinking about starting it. A few of my friends have recommended it to me. Although I saw Attack on Titan there.
FLCL.
What's FLCL?
Do not watch unless you want to be utterly confused. I think I'll watch that one.
That sounds like
everything you guys tell us about sounds really confusing. So.
It's probably a lot less confusing when you actually watch it than hearing them describe it. If I had to watch anything based on how my kids described it, I would never watch anything.
Bakuman.
Bakuman.
Fooly Cooly.
That's man.
He says that's a good all ages. Bakuman.
Bakuman.
No, it's Mon. Bakuman.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't see it
I just learned something today. You can't try to drive it out of my brain.
I couldn't see it from here. I thought it was 2 words. And
I'm trying to figure out the name of this. What is it named?
What is it? There's a word in Japanese. It's baka, and I believe that means idiot.
Yes, it means idiot.
You know what? My Hero Academia. What's it called?
My Hero Academia.
What else is it called?
Boku no Hero Academia.
Boku no Hero?
Boku no Hero.
There's another one that's named
Boku no Hero or Hero?
Boku no Hero.
Boku no Hero Academia?
Boku.
Yeah.
B-O-K-U no
Boku no
Hero
Hero.
Academia.
Okay.
B-O-K-U.
That one I know is really popular. That's a popular manga. And it's also, I think,
it's aimed at all ages.
I can't find the full
that's an
name of
anime too. Shh. That's an anime too, right?
Yeah, I can explain a pretty good bit about
Yeah,
it.
you said you could explain all kinds of stuff pretty good. So
no, here's the story. It's aimed at all ages unless you can't tolerate broken fingers.
that does not explain to me what the show is about.
No.
Boku is I or my.
So okay, Boku would be my. That's where My Hero Academia.
Okay,
Tell me what
FLCL is Fooly Cooly.
Okay.
I found it.
All right. So tell me, you know what My Hero Academia is about?
There's this kid.
Tell me the very basic story.
Stop, Autumn.
One at a time.
There's this kid named Deku. He is born, I guess what you would call a cripple in their world. He has no powers.
Okay.
80% of the population has powers.
Okay.
He is gifted powers by the #1 hero, All Might, who is more complicated than I can explain.
Okay.
All Might House powers
he
passed down
stopped
from one generation
one
to another generation.
There you go. All Might's powers are gifted down from generation by generation.
You can only get them by
How do you get the
eating
powers?
part of their DNA.
Okay.
He then goes on to learn how to use those powers for good and not evil.
Okay.
But the catch of the powers are so strong for his body that when he uses them, he breaks
His bones.
Oh wow.
So a lot of times he's using his fingers, and just a flick breaks his fingers.
Because his body's not strong enough for the powers.
Yes.
But he cleans a whole beach to.
So how does he heal?
Stronger. By this creepy nurse lady. Her lips go.
Basically, he has slightly enhanced healing.
Okay.
As well as there's this girl who what was her name? She's medicine girl or something, but she's like.
She's like the school nurse.
Yeah.
So what is he? So this kid has these powers, and he's in a school where he's learning to use them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
it's like superhero school.
It's a little more complicated than that.
It doesn't have to be.
No, it's like that. But
of course, it's more complicated than that. The story should always be more complicated than the basic story that you're given to people. So when I say the kid is in a school to learn how to use his powers, I understand that when I watch the show, it's going to be more complicated than that. What I want is a basic overview of a show, so I have a basic idea.
Yes, you have it I pretty much explained it the best I could, straightforward, without some of the minor details. Is All Might has two forms. He has his super powerful form, what he looks like for a hero,
Mhm.
and then he has a regular form where he like has no muscles, and he's like a super scrawny guy.
And he can only be in his powerful form for like 15
Astro
minutes
Boy.
or something.
We watched them. I know that Astro Boy was
I watched.
I
the
loved Astro Boy.
Yeah.
I watched the old 19.
yeah. The old, I knew that it was anime, and although when I was a kid, it wasn't called anime. Do you know what it was called?
I don't remember.
They called it Japanimation.
Yes, that's right.
I don't remember ever hearing the term anime as a kid. I remember it being
And
called
Japanimation.
Japanimation,
And that's where the
and I don't think it mattered where it came from. I think everything I saw it was called. They called it Japanimation.
and see that's where Funimation, the big company Funimation, got its name.
Yeah. All right. So
Even though
Astro
that's
Boy,
really-
I remember vaguely seeing it, but I think when I saw it, it was already old, like from the '60s or something.
Yeah, I watched a lot of stuff. I watched Astro Boy. I watched
The old Astro Boys.
I think I watched the first, second season.
We did watch a lot of the Astro Boy. After we saw the movie in the theater,
They had it on
we
Netflix for a
went
while,
we went and actually looked up the old Astro Boy cartoons.
and they had it on Netflix.
I thought that was one where
The medal said Japanimation is a term he hasn't heard in ages. I remember as a kid hearing it as Japan. I've never heard
Yeah,
anime.
we never used anime growing
Anime
up.
is a relatively,
New term.
and they may have been using it all, for the whole time. But I remember as a kid when I was real little, I didn't differentiate. It was all cartoons,
There's an
and I could tell that there were some cartoons that were different styles than others.
I have a
And
little.
I knew that there were some that were eventually. I knew there were some, and we called it Japanimation.
So
Rocket.
I have a little fun fact about
Rocket.
Japanese insults and American insults.
Mm-hmm.
One of the words that, if you like anime and you're from Japan, you're called an otaku, right?
Okay.
In America, there was a term made by a creator made a term on the internet called weeaboo. It was taken by 4chan and turned into what it is now.
Weeaboo.
Yeah. That's what you call an American or someone who isn't from Asia that likes
Oh, an
anime.
American that likes Asian stuff.
Yeah, anyone that isn't
when
from
people
Asia.
are calling them weebs, that's what that's all about.
Effing weebs, yeah. And it's not really an insult anymore because it's so standard.
All right. So My Hero Academia. That's
Pretty good.
What age?
Again, the worst part of it is when he uses his power, he breaks his bones.
Okay.
Hitler-
Age range.
I'd go 13 plus because there is a little bit of blood.
Not really.
A little bit of blood isn't really.
There's blood in all anime. I think it's worst in it is he gets punched in the face and gets a bloody nose.
All right. So it's
No,
decent
because
for
there's that
little
one fight where
ones.
it's like the.
I wouldn't know.
That's going to be good for younger kids.
I'd say maybe
No.
13 plus.
Yeah, 13 plus.
There's your standard pervy anime character.
Is that
That guy's fun. Throw sticky balls
He has
off his
He has
head.
grapes on his head and he can throw them. They stick to everything.
Except
All
him.
right, is that
it's
the
fun.
consensus in the chat? 13 plus for My
Yeah,
Hero.
I'd
I always
say-
assumed it was for younger,
Baka equals
younger and more.
I see a lot of the translation of Baka having people called idiots.
I actually want to say
Same
this.
thing.
Hentai doesn't mean what people
This is
think it
what's
means.
called
It
being
means
pedantic.
pervert.
Yes, we already know that. I explained that a while ago.
All right. So you're saying about 13 plus?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll put My Hero at about 13 plus.
I think William could watch it. Yes.
All right. We already talked about Goblin Slayer. That's going to be for mature audiences.
Pokemon. God, kitchen.
Yeah. Durkin says it's all ages for My Hero. So we'll. All
I'd
right.
say William could watch it. I just don't think. I think he'd cringe and stop after the breaking of bones.
An anime movie we did watch together as a family was Mary and the Witch Flower.
I didn't
Yeah,
watch that
man,
one. I like
Yeah,
that
me
one.
and Patrick skipped it.
I like that one.
It was
good.
really
That
cute.
was that was fun.
Well done. William, our little one, really loved it. So
We have some movies that were on here.
My Hero is
Yes,
aimed
we
at
do.
8 to 12-year-olds in Japan, but is basically 13 plus here.
That's because they're more mature in Japan, probably.
Because I should probably make it clear. In Japan, Attack on Titan is a kids show that they air on Saturday night.
You know, that
Saturday
seems
morning television.
that sounds weird because it seems to me one of the complaints I hear is that an anime here from Japan, when they translate it, they kind of
Child-friendly.
dumb it down. They make it more child friendly as opposed to keeping it original.
Yeah, they child friendly, a lot of stuff. That's why I prefer the subs, because it's more adult aimed. Like if you look at the kid friendly Fairy Tale, he repeats the same lines over and over again.
That was actually one of my issues with watching it.
Watching what?
Naruto,
Fairy Tail with-
not Naruto.
When I was watching Fairy Tale on
Natsu,
Netflix with William,
Fire guy.
it was very repetitive.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because they want to trim down a little bit of sexual innuendos.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think there was a lot more fan service in the manga that I saw when I was flipping
Fairy
through
Tail,
it.
yeah, there's a little more fan service and stuff.
Let's see.
And see, that's where I learned a lot of the stuff that they'd actually say in Fairy Tail, because I went and read a direct translation that someone on the internet had translated for Fairy Tail.
Well, from what I understand, what's starting to happen is these kind of social justice guys are getting into the translations.
They are.
And when it translates from Japan to America, even the manga, I think it's the same way.
It is.
They try to make it a little more politically correct.
That's true, and that's why I prefer the Japanese dubs, because eventually I'm going to learn to speak or understand Japanese. That's my entire goal, to understand Japanese so I can learn what they're actually saying, instead of having an assumption. Like, I got sugoi desu ne wrong because the translations are usually that's amazing and it's like very cool or something, right? That's cool.
And Duraken's recommending The Girl Who Leapt Through Time.
I am writing it down.
The story is basically what the title is. See? Why can't you do that? All right. 4Kids entertainment was a big problem, taking cigarettes and guns out of shows as much as possible, even back to Pokemon and One Piece. Do you know anything about One Piece, Patrick?
Yeah, it's like on episode 800.
Have you watched any of them?
I know the main character's name is Luffy, and he wears a straw hat.
All right. So you don't really know anything about the show, what it's about.
I know that there's dragon fruits, and you can, or special fruits, I guess they're called.
Do you watch it regularly?
No, I can list to you some of the plot points about it.
Yeah.
No, that's okay.
They're pirates.
Yeah. All right. So we'll just say One Piece actually was recommended
The
to
main
me.
character can't swim.
I'm going to write that down. One Piece. I've heard that term before. I've heard the name of that one. If you haven't seen it, you don't need to say anything.
I checked it out, and its synopsis didn't really call my attention.
I think we're going to be watching anime for like the next 4 years.
Yeah,
Because this is quite the long list we've.
Well, we probably won't
Got
get
it.
to everything on the list, but it's something. If we see it, then we maybe be like, "Oh, we'll check that out." Somebody recommend. Sanji's Lollipop sounds.
Is Dororo? Is that one?
Sanji's Lollipop sounds like hentai.
It does. It very much does. Either way, is Dororo? I'm butchering that. Is that one? Is that one about kaiju or not kaiju?
Yeah,
yokai.
Duraken said the same thing. I don't watch One Piece because it's 800 episodes long. Then it's
still
obviously
going.
not One Piece.
It's still going.
They should call it 800 pieces.
It's still going. Like I think it has like the manga series is still going. That's how long it is. It's been going on for like 4 or 5 years.
Sanji is a One Piece character. Is a character from One Piece. Yeah, so I'm gonna definitely.
So can I get this one? It's Dororo.
I don't know anything about it, but
Can you see what it is, or can the chat explain what it is?
All right, so for sure, I'm gonna try Bebop and Outlaw Star. And what would be about the age range for those? I think everybody has seen them,
Is it?
and so it doesn't seem like it's that controversial.
Is it about a yokai?
Let's see. What else do I have? Do you guys want to talk? All right.
it's really old. It's from the 60s.
Magister Magi Najima is a cool series.
Magi.
It says it has fan service in it, and you have to watch 2 different series to watch it.
Yeah, there's a lot of. That was what annoyed me about SAO.
All right.
It didn't split off into different seasons of the same show. Like you have Sword Art Online 1, Sword Art Online 2, and they're now on Sword Art Online 3 instead of being the same series on. If you look on Netflix, you'll see Sword Art Online 1 and Sword Art Online 2.
Okay.
That's a little irritating. And then there's another one, Sword Art Online
I
Alternative.
really like it when
Like-
stuff is kept simply for me.
No, I'm explaining
Initially-
names. There's a bunch of different
Yes,
names.
but you
to
don't
them.
have
There
to
are a bunch of
explain all
different
this
shows.
stuff because that's just going to confuse me.
So on
That's
Netflix,
why I like to start off simple. I'm going to try the Cowboy Bebop and try the Outlaw Star.
Like,
All right, as somebody who is considering getting into the anime,
read the synopsis if it's on Netflix.
Is it necessary for me to get into Dragon Ball Z? That seems to be what everybody's into.
Just check out.
Or at least it seems like.
Check out one of the seasons and you'll have seen it all. Dragon Ball Z has been going on for.
All right, so Cowboy Bebop and Outlaw Star are both all ages. As far as there's nothing terrible in it, but it probably
there's a little sexual innuendo, but that's in everything.
You said you've never seen these things.
No, I'm saying all animes have little sexual innuendos.
Good Lord, Patrick.
Everything does.
Just stop.
That's what I mean.
All right. Who can watch it? So it's generally all ages, but probably older people or more mature will enjoy it more.
I checked it out and I wasn't super interested because I checked out the synopsis. That's what I do with everything.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
That's why.
So is it necessary for me to get into Dragon Ball Z? I don't know if I really want to do it.
I haven't seen a single episode of Dragon Ball, and I know all about it.
Dragon Ball's been going so long.
I catch every once in a while. I've caught an episode here and there of Dragon Ball Z.
It's always,
and it seems like everyone is in the middle
Goku
of an epic
fighting
battle.
against the green guy.
Cell. I know
It's
the names.
always.
You have Goku, Cell, Vegeta, the guy who looks like Anubis, and that's it. Those are the characters I know.
I mean, the last time I watched Dragon Ball was probably
It's almost
easily
like they're
20
fighting
years
the
ago.
same battle
And it looks
25
exactly
years.
like I've seen it last time I watched it.
The Dragon Ball Super has a different plot than the rest of Dragon Ball. In Dragon Ball Super, I guess they're like in a fighting arena where they fight stronger alternate universe variants of them.
Hi, Rocket. Are you trying to say hi? Our dog is trying to climb up on things and say hello to everybody, apparently. And there's his snort.
Dragon Ball is a good way to get into the
Super
series.
synopsis.
I remember at some point watching a couple of episodes of the original Dragon Ball. Yeah, I remember watching the first few episodes where they were getting into it.
Okay, here you go. Dragon Ball
And
Super
the basic
synopsis.
idea. Nope, I don't want to.
This is the standard synopsis.
I don't need to hear the synopsis. Because if I'm going to start watching that, then I'm going to start all the way at the beginning. It'll put me super behind everybody else.
That's why,
Enough.
I'm pretty sure there's about 12,000 episodes of Dragon Ball right now. Not 12,000, 1,200.
That's Nova, our other dog, who has probably heard something outside like a squirrel. Let's see. So he'd start with Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball was way more entertaining before it hit Z. So Dragon Ball is always Dragon Ball all the way through, if you will read the manga. All right. I think that's a good list.
Are there anything on there we haven't covered yet?
The list that I made, I think we've covered. How much did we talk about Attack on Titan?
None.
We didn't talk about Titan at all?
Nope. I've watched the most. I've read some of the manga about it.
I have seen the first season of Attack on Titan.
I'll only give the explanation for the first season then. In the first season, they have these giant creatures called Titans that they eat people, more or less. They've made 3 different layers of wall to keep the Titans out. And the Titans break down the wall in the first episode. One kicks right through the wall. The rest of the series are trying to patch the wall and take back their home.
Okay.
Titans are giant, there's 7-meter Titans, there's 14-meter Titans, and then there's colossal Titans, which are like 50 meters.
I know there's a lot of fighting and that kind of stuff and blood, and there's some blood and things. It's not for kids. It's not that one. I wouldn't recommend for the kiddies.
There's swearing.
Yeah, most reason I wouldn't recommend for the kiddies is because the Titans are really disturbing looking.
Yeah, they are.
That's the kind of stuff that's going to give little ones nightmares.
I played a short clip where it's one of the main characters, Mikasa, soaring through the air and killing a bunch of Titans in a couple of swoops, and that scared William like crazy.
Do you know what I can tell you the most about Mikasa? It's Tsukasa.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I did enjoy I saw the first season of Titan. I watched the first 15 minutes of the movie. The actual live action movie.
No, that sucks.
It is zero. It's almost zero like the series. Yeah, it's almost zero like the anime.
So I can go into the very beginning of the second series because on the second series, what happens is it's right after their fight where they beat the giant female Titan,
Mm-hmm.
and they notice a hole in the wall. They look into the wall and they see an eye. It's then explained that there are Titans in the wall, but they don't give a reason why.
I'm just reading some of the chat while he was explaining. Apparently, I'm going to have to get into Dragon Ball because that seems to be the topic people like. So we'll have to learn a little bit about that.
Also,
I don't know how much I'm actually going to get into anime, but there are definitely certain series that seem
he's
interesting.
Forced into writing Dragon Ball now, so he's trying to make it worse and worse, so it doesn't get entertaining.
That explains why everybody seems to dislike Dragon Ball Super.
Dragon Ball Super in the anime, from what I saw in the trailers, it's like they're fighting. It's like they're in a special arena zone where they're fighting the strongest people from alternate universes. So you'd have Goku 1 versus Goku 37 or something like that.
Wow.
That's what the trailer looked like.
I remember watching it as a kid and seeing Goku all grown up. And then all of a sudden, there was another series of Goku or of Dragon Ball. And Goku was suddenly a little kid and had a tail. And I was very, very confused.
Yeah.
Every time I was like, why is there a blonde one? Why is there a dark-haired one?
Their hair
Why is there a little kid one?
Goku is black-haired naturally. I think as his power grows, his hair color changes. Like you have Goku, you have Super Saiyan, which is...
Why can't he just go bald like normal people when their power levels go up?
Because then he'd beat everything in one punch.
No, well, he pretty much...
No, he beats it in one... what is it? Hamikami Wave?
No.
Is it
don't know.
the same as Super Saiyan?
No, it's not the same as Super Saiyan. We still need to find that car so I can post it on my...
Yeah, I saw it when I was taking your sister to school one day. It was funny.
Alrighty.
What is she, 2? Why would you need to take her to school? She can walk.
So the metal says he likes the movies, not so much the show. It's too much like Dragon Ball Z.
Durkin says Dragon Ball Super is not the same thing, and it is good.
I guess
It isn't really... I was going to say, it didn't seem like the same Dragon Ball that I watching where their quest was to find the Dragon Balls.
Yeah, that's... I don't have an opinion on it, actually, because, I've never really watched the series enough. Dragon Ball Super, I know, is the one I've heard a lot of complaints about. They're saying it's not the same.
The complaints about it is because it's not a continuation. It's like its own different series. It's like its own different plot. It's a separate thing. That's from what I understood about the trailer.
All right, so Dragon Ball is the first part of the series. Dragon Ball Z is the later part. That's where it ends. Dragon Ball GT is the series that Funimation made. Super is a series that they're now making years later. I guess Super is partially written by a fan along with Toriyama. So yeah, maybe I'll try to find the
Super isn't bad.
original Dragon.
Really
maybe I'll
cool.
try to find original Dragon Ball.
And Dragon Ball is known for its fight scenes, like the most insane stuff. And in Dragon Ball Super, fights don't go on for 10 years because they actually explain. You have in one of the trailers, there's a short explanation. Goku is in red form, and he's like, I have to finish this fast before I run out of power. So I'm assuming that doesn't mean, okay, we're gonna blow up this planet now. 5 episodes later, the planet explodes. I'm hoping it's not like that. On the note of Dragon Ball, I saw this post on Reddit. How do you think Dragon Ball characters would change the light?
How do you think what?
Dragon Ball characters would change the light. And the comments were going on, like, that was a request. It was on the Ask How Reddit. And that was and they're like, okay, so they spent 4 episodes figuring out what to do with the light. And then at the end of the 4th episode, they just pull it out. And then they spend another 20 episodes trying to find the light. And then the next 6 episodes after that, putting the light in.
Okay.
And that was a pretty good explanation of how long it takes.
Well, it is Dragon Ball Z, and they've been doing the same fight for 20 years now.
And Durkin says some of the Dragon Ball Super get some of the stuff. The anime gets some stuff wrong. So there's still a manga going on, and there was a.
I think he explained
because apparently it's all Dragon Ball. So whatever they're basing the Super on,
it's written by a fan, is what they said.
Yeah, it's not getting some of the stuff right.
Okay. Again, that does explain.
And that's why some people are complaining. Maybe that's the complaint.
It's still, if you're watching Dragon Ball, you're watching it for crazy fights, not really for plot.
Well, I'd like some kind of story. If it's just crazy fights, that can just have a boxing match.
You want to know?
Or I can watch Celebrity Deathmatch.
Right.
I can explain. You want it?
I know they're looking for the Dragon Balls. I got that much from watching the first few episodes of the original Dragon Ball.
So I can explain to you that Goku fakes his death every 2 episodes.
Because that's worthwhile.
Yeah.
And that's what I got from the synopsis on Wiki.
Careful, buddy.
He's always faking his death, and then when he comes back stronger than ever. I know I know at one point.
You'd think they'd catch on.
I know, right? And then why doesn't anyone attack while Goku's charging up his 20-episode attack? I saw someone. They took Saitama's face where he's looking all.
Durkin says that's not what happens at all.
About what?
Of course, he's got it all wrong.
Your description is completely wrong.
About what?
Everything.
From what I saw, it seems like its own separate thing. It could be canon, but I only saw the trailer. I didn't see anything else. I explained what I understood off the trailer.
Yeah, like I said, I'd never watched it enough to fully understand what was going on. It doesn't keep
my interest knowing that one attack lasts 20 episodes.
It doesn't last 20 episodes, apparently. I know you're exaggerating.
No, I am.
It's called hyperbole.
I am exaggerating, but attacks take forever, and it's always overly long.
So it just seems like it takes forever.
Yeah.
While he's charging.
The attacks are over-exaggerated.
I'm trying to... All right, so... You know what I'm not going to watch? I'm not going to watch Sailor Moon. Although I remember in the 90s that was really popular.
Sailor Moon is super girly. It's like a girly version of girly Power Rangers. What you should watch is Glitter Force. It's on Netflix.
You know what I always thought would be funny? Is like in Sailor Moon's got one. But I always think of it in terms of the Power Rangers, where they do all these moves, and then they suddenly are in their uniforms and helmets. And I always thought it'd be funny if somebody did like a little skit, and in their head they're doing all these crazy moves. But then they show the bad guys looking at them in real life, all confused while they're pulling their pants up, and they're like trying to fit the helmet on their head.
Yeah,
The metal says that Sailor Moon is a little on the fruity side.
Yes, I can read the chat. Should I bring up the anime wiki that explains all of anime?
Duraken is going to send you some strongly worded emails regarding your description
of Dragon Ball Z.
He's defending it to the death. No, he says there's one fight that takes a long time, but there are explanations for it, and there are other things happening.
I know at one point,
like I said,
the Space Dome.
Basically, none of us have really watched that one. I mean, I've seen a few episodes, so everything is generally out of context. So, I mean, we kind of joke around about it, but none of us have really watched it enough to get the full sense of what the story is.
You want to
instinctively, I know that there's other stuff going on.
Yeah, I know. It's just whenever you look, it always seems like Goku's always charging that one attack,
and that's because that's the part of the episode we happen to catch, or that's what you see in the commercial, or
it's all you ever see is him striking the pose to charge the one attack, and you never see him releasing the attack.
And like I said, that's because we don't watch the whole series. You see bits and pieces, and that's the impression you get.
I did watch one Dragon Ball fight, and I'm pretty sure he evaporated Cell.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they just evaporated him with his attack.
He probably came back in the next episode. I don't know.
I couldn't tell you.
So I will consider getting started watching Dragon Ball Z.
I do know that there was one point where they're in the Dragon Ball Dome. I don't think that's what it's called, but they're in the dome above the planet, getting training.
Hold on.
For a year, but it's only like half time.
Hold on. We're about to get a fight started in the chat because the metal says because the No, because Sailor Moon. The medal says Sailor Moon could totally defeat Goku
Oh my
in a
god.
battle to the death.
Nobody
I
can
know those sailors were actually pretty strong. Have you seen a Sailor Moon episode?
You want to throw Superman in the mix? So the big thing is always Goku versus Superman.
Why?
That's
Dragon Ball does have the problems that people complain about, but it's hyperbolic and there's stupid reason for it, not related to the story itself.
I'm sure the story is great. It just whenever you look, it always seems like they're in the same fight, doing the same thing, and that's all I've ever caught.
We've already been over this over and over again. Yeah, that's because we catch all the episodes out of context. Because you'll see one episode and you'll be like, oh, okay.
I remember there was once we went to a hotel once, and they were doing Saturday morning TV or something, and I remember seeing I got the end of a Dragon Ball episode followed up by WWE, which I wasn't real interested in, so I changed the channel to something else, which I never really finished because we had to leave right after that.
If you like this content, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button.
Why don't you subscribe
as
to
well
yourself?
as the
What does that mean, Mom?
the little bell. Hit the little bell. Just a reminder in between.
Just the little bell.
All right, it's 5 o'clock. We've been doing this for 2 hours.
Wait. We got one more thing to cover.
What do we got to cover?
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I have not seen. I didn't write that one
None of
down.
us have seen it.
I've seen a little bit of it. It's supposed to be
I've heard of it.
I
I don't know anything about it.
I can explain a little bit about it. It's supposed to be a classic, and there are stands. That's about it.
Yeah. Durkin says it's like complaining that every time you play a Street Fighter game, Ryu is always doing the Hadouken.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a
known move.
Like I said, I don't complain about the Dragon Ball just because I've always seen it out of context. I've only seen 1 or 2 episodes.
I don't complain about Dragon Ball. I just complain that there's too many episodes to get into.
Yeah, that's something. If I'm going to get into it, I have to remember that there's how many seasons?
I started Fairy Tail on
25.
It seems like that. It's not. I don't think because
know.
we've been watching it, or at least we've been aware of it since we were kids.
Yeah.
Okay, Fairy Tail is on season 8.
And
now.
probably why it seems like it's the same battle over and over again is because we've only seen the same episodes over and over again, or the same story arcs over and over again.
I can tell you how many seasons Fairy Tail has, and
I don't really care.
Fairy Tail has 8 seasons, counting this final season, and that's that's like 300 episodes.
All right, that's a lot.
So, I think season 7 ended on episode 258, 78, 77, and the next episode was 78.
Yeah.
So that's not really a giant anime. That's only 8 seasons currently.
Oh, here we go. The medal says he loves JoJo's. It's still a kids' teen series, but it's a bit on the mature side.
It's
lots of violent death and some foul language. That doesn't sound like a kids' series.
Well, our children have been hearing lots about.
It might be for
language.
these older kids, probably not for the younger.
It doesn't catch my
Let's see.
attention.
Some foul language. Top tier series though.
Okay.
Let's see. You guys are in for a treat with JoJo's.
Yeah,
It's not Y-rated stuff, to be honest. If you get into Dragon Ball, when you watch Dragon Ball Z, watch the re-edited, more recent version, which cuts out a lot of added stuff. If I get it, we'll probably start with the original, and we'll get whatever's available.
Well, I think we should start at the library with any of these.
Yes, well, that's probably the best.
Because that'll be the most budget-friendly right now.
Yeah. So we'll check these out and see what's available.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that these are all the girl characters in JoJo's, and this is how they're drawn in the show.
So I'm
Is it some
imagining
fan
it's nothing
service
like
in
JoJo's
JoJo's?
Circus.
There you go.
Yeah.
They all look like super muscular guys.
I'm gonna
Those
go
are
with
girls?
Some of them are.
I'm gonna go with the fact that JoJo's Bizarre Adventures is probably nothing like JoJo's Circus on Disney Kids, huh?
Yeah, probably not.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is bizarre.
So there's no clowns, and her learning how to do her clown.
She doesn't
stuff.
learn her colors and learn how to clean up her room.
Okay, that pink one's a girl. If it ever loads.
All right. Will you stop spinning your phone around so I can see? Okay.
No one really looks like a girl. You know what? Those are all girls.
I'm going to write down JoJo's. I know I've heard of it. Okay.
Those are all girls. They all look like guys.
Well,
right.
Sean, I've got a lot of these written down on the list.
Well,
already.
JoJo's. Did we write down JoJo's?
Yes, I did.
That one is not aimed at William. Do not show it to him.
We
Let's see.
understand.
So by this time next week, I will have seen all of these episodes and all of these series
I don't think
and
so.
all of these movies,
Actually,
and then we'll be up to date.
Because
It'd be
I've got
by
a
this-
list of probably 20 here or more.
Yeah, we'll just have to, we'll just binge
When are you
them
going to
all.
work?
It'd be
I'll
by
just
this,
take the week off.
it'd be by
Okay.
this time next year. I hope you're
And a
aware.
lot of these have multiple seasons and many, many episodes.
JoJo is on part 8, part 9. I don't know what that means. I know it's on like part 8 or part 9.
Strangely, fan service isn't really one of the problems with JoJo's. Is it because all the girls look like dudes?
Like super muscular dudes. They have the weirdest. It's weird.
All right, let's
It
pull
is-
JoJo's off the list then.
There's a lot of blood, a lot of death, and it's me, Dio. That's all I can explain. You were expecting so and so, but it is I, Dio. His name is Italian for God, so
Okay.
it's Dio.
All right, so it's 5 o'clock. We've been doing this for a little over 2 hours. What do you guys think about this
Wow.
format? Is this something you'd be interested in me keeping going, and maybe get into some of these shows and talking about them? We're just we're working on different stuff that we want to do for the channel. We're going to continue. Here's how the channel's going to go. We're going to continue doing interviews with creators for small indie projects, for Indiegogo and that kind of stuff. We're going to continue doing those interviews. And then we're going to do some of the chats, like I did the All-Star chat on Friday,
That's
and a couple of weeks ago we did some more another chat where I'm going to do a little drinking and we get to talking about comics and pop culture and issues and that kind of stuff. What I want to do, and this one is those don't cost me anything. If you go onto my channel, you'll see a little while ago in my videos, I did a video where I was at a convention. I walked around the convention. I talked to some of the creators, some of the artists and writers and that kind of stuff, some of the cosplayers and all that stuff. And we did So it wasn't live from the
JoJo's
convention.
Bizarre Adventure synopsis.
It wasn't a live event or anything like that, but we did some interviews with some people and we showed some of the stuff that was available at the convention. To do that, that's going to cost some money. Not like, thousands of dollars or anything like that. But what I was thinking was putting up a Patreon or something like that. And then for all the people that contributed to the Patreon, what I would do is I would take the money, use it to get us into the convention, and then use also the money to pay for, I know some of these artists actually sign books and it costs money. So we would pay for some of these signatures with the Patreon money. Any signatures that we paid for with the Patreon money, I would then, after I did the video, I'd come on and do a live stream and we'd do a giveaway to the patrons. Some of the books that we did, some of the books that we had signed by some of the artists. Like I know I got some books signed. I got Ethan to sign some books and those were for free. A lot of artists will do that for free. But then I got Jay Lee to sign. His signature was like $5. And then there was another one, Steranko. I got him to sign I got him to sign one book, and it was like $30. So what we would do is we'd take Patreon money and we would put that towards any of the signings, and we would with the Patreon money we would give away a lot of those books and send them to the patrons. If that's something anybody would be interested, just let me know. We'll see if there's any interest in that. If you like doing these anime chats, it'll probably get more interesting once I actually start getting into some of this stuff. If we continue doing it, I can rewatch some of the stuff I've seen. I can start getting into some of these series.
Here you
go. And this is a comic book channel. It's primarily a comic book channel. So we probably want to, at some point, talk about the mangas and start recommending mangas and, that kind of stuff.
Manga.
No, it's manga.
I thought it was A.
No, it's manga, right?
Like
Duriken.
mango.
Duriken.
He said it's like mango.
Did he? I thought all of the letters sounded the same.
Look at now.
Now everybody now is getting me confused.
thought he said it was like mango.
No, because he said I was pronouncing manga right, but I wasn't pronouncing mangaka right. Mangaka right.
I'm so confused.
Now I'm confused. But yeah, so we'll start talking about some mangas, and in future episodes, if you want to keep doing this, if this is something that interests enough people.
Here's the Japanese pronunciation.
Manga.
Yeah, I have it set.
Do I have to say it like her?
Yes.
Manga.
See?
That's the English pronunciation.
She said
manga.
yeah, but I'm not a little Chinese woman.
That's
Manga.
That's Japanese.
I'm not a little Japanese person. Manga. Yeah, that's not me.
I really don't know how to change the voices.
See? He's correcting you.
Manga.
Manga.
Let me see. Yeah, let's try this again.
I'm sure they could hear it through
Which
the
is
stream.
which is the one that gives me the
Japanese one.
oh, this one?
Yep. No, you gotta tap the little voice symbol.
The speaker.
Just tap the little speaker.
Yep. With the Japanese symbol above it. Or next
This
with
one?
the Japanese words. The word Japanese. Tap the thing in front of the word Japanese.
That's what I'm saying. So that's right. God, it sounds like an old. I'm not an old Japanese woman. So I'm gonna say it like the.
Manga.
I don't know how I set their voices to a girl. I don't know how to change the voice on Google Translate. Sometimes it's a guy, sometimes it's a girl. But I can take
good
pictures
Lord.
of Japanese symbols.
Yeah, you're reading that. It's making you insane, isn't it?
They killed him.
Who? All right. He says, I think it's because most people say mango wrong. Is it mango? So that isn't helping. Is it mango or mango?
Mango.
I've always said mango, but I'm sure we're killing it because
All right. Tomatillo. Is that correct? Am I saying tomatillo?
I thought it was
correctly?
tomatillo.
Good Lord. You say tomatillo. I say tomatillo.
Tomato. Potato.
I've always said tomatillo.
Tomato. Potato.
So,
Potato.
It is,
Tomato, potato.
all right. Reading what, let's see, Duraken is, no, is it Duraken? No, Humble Marty says manga, just like in the thing, which is going to be difficult to say.
Manga.
When I go to the comic book store, I'm like, do you have any manga?
Just, do you have any shouts it? Manga!
Now he's just saying it like, say it like the word man.
Man.
So it is manga, because that doesn't sound right either.
That
Sounds like I'm totally butchering it.
I understand enough Japanese to know that most A's and stuff are
I think you know.
No, I's are like she, and
Are you
It's
speaking
manga.
Latin? Because it sounds like you're speaking Latin.
Manga? Because I thought the A's were supposed to be all pronounced the same.
because you have Yadawa.
You know what? We're going to settle this right here.
Okay, I have Google Translate.
All right, I was listening to the Google thing, and it's either I talk like an old lady or I talk like the computer. Manga.
Okay, you want to? Okay, we're gonna have a conversation.
Manga.
Konnichiwa.
He says, no, it's like when you're singing it. Manga.
Manga. Konnichiwa.
I can say
Hello.
konnichiwa.
What is this thing with your
Oh,
Yadawa.
mango?
it's mango.
Mango?
I don't know.
I thought it was
Male husband
mango.
I don't know. I don't even know.
Why are you looking up
What are
now?
you doing?
Male husband to do.
I have
All
the
right, stop.
conversation
Just
on it,
stop.
just talking back and forth.
All right.
Male husband to do.
Thank you.
What are you looking
All
up?
right. Enough.
Nothing. It's
Enough.
Google Translate to
Turn your phone off. Turn your phone off. All right. We're going to close up here.
Super Bowl's in about an hour, so it seems like it's time to wind up so we can get
Yeah.
everyone fed.
Yeah, we got to get some food in our bellies and stuff. So we're going to watch the Super Bowl
how
in
many-
Japanese.
Yeah!
And,
Woo!
I'll go set up the Japanese station that I have. I know where to get it.
Oh my god.
Look, there's your
Oh,
language.
says
I'm just
it like
I'm,
toe.
the only thing I'm excited. Dad, you have pink on your hand now.
How is
All right, so O says it like toe. E is in like day. I is in like B.
A is in like ah.
What
See?
the hell? What
No,
word
no,
is
that's
that?
Well, no, that's how those vowels would be pronounced in
okay.
Japanese.
Oh, okay.
Tall.
I was gonna say, what word does that spell?
Do you need that written down for you, Pat?
Davy. Or Davia. That doesn't.
Well, since we're from New England and we always say car instead of car.
That's
anyway.
what it says right here. Did you see that?
Yes, I did. We're originally from New England. We're
Oh,
very familiar with that car.
Park your car in Harvard Yard.
Are you sure you're not so?
New Englanders drop R's like you can't imagine.
That's what you say. You say park your car in Harvard Yard.
R's are superfluous in New England.
So it's manga.
How do you spell bye?
Say it like you have a really thick Boston accent.
That's
How do
about
you
as
spell
thick as I
bye?
can get my Boston accent.
Autumn, Boston accent.
You hear me say Boston accent.
Autumn, Boston accent. You can do it.
Oops. What? What do you want me to do?
Boston accent.
She can't do a Boston accent.
Says who?
All right.
And then you gotta do Russian.
No.
Do Boston then.
No.
Aw.
All right, so we're gonna end this and go eat dinner. Thank you guys for showing up. I hope you enjoyed it. Do you guys think it's a good idea to keep doing these, or are the kids too annoying?
For you, don't say a sound, just breathe out.
We hope you guys were entertained by tonight's craziness. So yeah, if you're interested in keeping going on this, just send Dave a little message and let him know what you think of these, and
Oh, we gotta plug my channel again at the end.
hopefully
Don't plug
all
mine.
will be fun.
You don't have to plug your channel at the end.
Aw. I thought we were gonna plug my channel every time I was on the screen.
No.
I think maybe we'll set up a poll on your Twitter and see if
They're fun.
you like them.
Yeah, they're fun because you only had to listen to them for an hour or so. Try listening to them for 24 hours a day.
I'm not up that late. Usually only 23.
So we'll try and maybe add these in.
I just got the
Every
look
couple
of why
of
the
weeks
hell
or
are you
so.
Yeah,
up
we'll
that
try to
long?
do one of these every couple of weeks with the kids.
I got the best look from Autumn. Why the hell are you up 23 hours a day?
All right, so hey, thanks for everybody for showing up.
Like Sasuke.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
I hope
Sasuke,
you liked it.
And hopefully we can get some more Japanese lessons in the next time we do this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will still be unable to
I can
pronounce
teach you how to
manga.
say thank you and goodbye.
And you just already butchered
Yeah, I'm
it.
gonna call it. You know what? I'm gonna call it Manger. Yeah, we're buying some Manger for the kids.
From northern New England where everything's got an on it.
Yeah, we're gonna get some Manger for the kids at the comic book store.
If it ends in a vowel, it's got an
That's
to
it. I'm just gonna straight up butcher it on purpose from here on out.
Owie!
So,
The child over here.
All right.
Meadows.
All right. So again, thank you guys for showing up. Don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, don't forget to hit the like button and hit that little bell. And
Autumn.
this has been the Indie Dave Comics channel, and with Patrick and
What?
Autumn, and
My
thankfully
YouTube
the
channel. Let
little
me plug
one.
my YouTube channel again.
No
Lou
plugging
is
your
watching
YouTube channel.
his YouTube. He's watching Ryan's World.
Good lord!
Child.
How did we get mail
You
from
know, it's actually going to take me a second to log off of here because my
Okay, good.
computer logged off.
Mom, quickly post the link to my YouTube channel in the chat.
I am not posting any links today. Although if you did enjoy today, we had another rambling chat on Friday night that you are more than welcome to re-listen to and enjoy again.
Yeah.
It seemed to ramble quite long.
Yeah, I actually let's see. We had some fun with Doug TeNapel and Nerd Wonder and
Yeah.
Marmaduke.
Yep.
And Tug was on for a little bit. And then after they all left, I rambled on for another 2 hours, drinking and drinking.
Yep.
So all right. So now I got my
keep it on.
computer.
One more second.
No.
Oh, I was just about to post something in the chat.
Hey, why did you set it up so I can still post links?
Duraken says the U is said, but many people drop it completely. I did until it was yelled at. So what does Duraken mean? Is it just a name or?
And with a slight Japanese accent, I'd make the guess it'd be pronounced Daruken. But
Duraken? Is that right? Did I pronounce that right, or did I butcher the hell out of
I'm
that?
sure
too?
you
Stop
butchered
butchering
the
things.
hell out
Dad.
I'm sure I
I
butchered
probably
the hell out of
butchered
that too. I've always just called it Duraken. I think you're. Yeah, he's in the writing group that I'm in.
did I manage to post the link?
I don't know. You didn't.
I hit. Let me. Oh.
Oh, it said dragon.
What?
Yeah.
All right. You know what? You're not allowed on my stream anymore.
Yeah, that's.
You're not allowed in my chat anymore because I can't pronounce anything that you type. The medal says it's pronounced Ryu.
Nice, guys.
He says everyone, including me, pronounces it wrong.
Oh.
All right. Again, we're logging off now. Thanks, guys, for showing up, and
Hey,
I hope you
great
enjoyed
night.
it. And
Like, subscribe, and share, please.
yeah, like, subscribe, and share. And if you
I'm gonna try to plug.
if
my
you
channel
think this is a
back.
good one, maybe we'll do these.
You're not plugging your channel. I just tried. It won't let me.
All right.
Yeah, I can't input links.
All right. I'm gonna stop broadcasting now. So let me know if you want us to do some of these again. We'll talk to you later. Bye bye.
Look, I